I just want to go back about the NIHS guy. The same thing about the Deji guy. Deji had a court case, if I understand, about a murder case. He was
Yes.
actually tried twice. But this is the man who went on a murder trial that is now a human rights activist. Go and look at his court papers. So I say the same thing. You see, the man that was the NHIS guy, he was tried for fraud though, but Deji was tried for murder. So the same way that Mr. James is asking the man to come with clean hands, that's why I'm requesting Mr. Deji to come with clean hands. You know, so I like how Mr. James opened his account. He said, you see how he painted Obi. He said, all these people that are responsible for our problems, all these politicians, since independence, it's not worth discussing. We should be discussing how to flush all of them out. So, Mr. B is a politician, but the idea where we Nigerians, we always, every day, every weekend, we come here requesting for good government. But many of us have of course, we don't have all requests for the same thing. But at the same time, people are saying, oh, we want good government, but we want everybody out. Who's going to come in? Or, maybe Showore, who many of us are suspecting, they have the same ilk with Deji. The same Showore who supported APC and brought them into power. The same Showore who is doing some many suspicious acts. These are people that we are calling human rights activists in Nigeria. What a country. There was a country. And there are many of us who are intellectuals, so to say. And when they come to speak, you see, there's an undertone going on. People are trying to say, Obi is one of them. Obi, I'll tell you, we know that Mr. Obi is not one of them. You can argue and discuss, and people come here every day to try to give Obi advice. People who have not run for councillorship. Mr. Obi has been governor. He's been vice presidential candidate. People like me believe he won the last election. Even Mr. James alluded somehow to it. And people are here. Oh, he said they are in court. Mr. B is already in court. We're just having, backyard discussion. He did what you're asking. But you say, oh, let's not discuss. What do we discuss? Or it's just to call out, people. So who are we really? On what side are we? If you look at Deji was praising Obi to high heaven until he saw handwriting. Many people, they call them cashivists, right? These people that are, you see Mr. Reno Mokri. You see how many of these people are shameless, really, What's the other one? There's the lawyer from Boronu, that one that switches from calling Tinubu a drug lord, both of them to calling him the best thing that happened since sliced bread. Yeah, so, and all these people come out to television and they call them men of integrity. These people, in their countries whereby you committed, like these people should not have any electoral value. But Nigeria, Tinubu, if you go online, they had a conference where you could see a lot of young men who are less privileged that they put, to use online. They're pushing, if you go to Twitter, there's a lot of narratives of all these boys pushing, for, just try to model the whole thing. You see, every week, you see, Mr. Deji is part of this media narrative. You see, the 2 weeks ago, it was Mr. B's son, about being, having some sexual affiliation, right? So, you see, this is what we are going to continue to see till the election in 2 years. Every 2 weeks, let me just land. Every 2 weeks, there's one thing that is brought up. There's a question you ask. When in Nigeria have you seen somebody who is useless, who came third, that is now the object of the national attack by everybody. Let's use our tongue to count our teeth. And we will not let people like Mr. James take the narrative, because they can't paint everybody with the same brush. Thank you very much.
I want to ask you a question. I'm listening to Deji because I listened to him many times. He said that when he had that meeting, he was called to a meeting by with other people. But eventually, towards his discussion, he now said when he wanted to go, Obi got up and told him to wait, and went into the room and brought an envelope. Two questions I have for you, Odi. If you are Obi and at the level that Obi is operating, will you be the one to go into the room to bring an envelope to give to the person who has come to attend the meeting with you? That's one. Two, will you also be giving him, what will you be giving him in an envelope? Is it, because Obi doesn't spend dollar in Nigeria, he has always said it, made it very clear. So is it 20,000 for fuel? Is it 1 million? Is it 10 million that will be in a small envelope for which Deji had to reject? Because as a journalist, I'm having operated in Nigerian space, I know that that's not how those things work. When I was coordinating with a particular governor in the north, and I was supposed to organize journalists for him to come and address, the money that you give to those journalists as their transportation is already given to you as the media, liaison with the governor's office. So you don't even need the governor to come and say, okay, you wait, let me. No, it is once the meeting is over, and I'm telling you a personal experience. I'm not talking about what, and this is still being operational till tomorrow. When you are in that room, if it's a hotel room, you're having a meeting, once the governor finishes to make address, you go meet the liaison officer. That's the journalist working with hand in hand with the government house to ask them to transport you. I have never, and I have been to many conferences, I have never seen where the chief executive gets up from by himself, go into, are you his personal friend? You're not his personal friend. So why will he get up and go into the room to go bring envelope and give, single-handedly give you? What is your electoral value? That's what I'm going to. What is the electoral value in Nigeria that people will be able to treat him differently?
So thank you very much. See, you asked a very good question. There's a young man called Ike Abonyi. He was there, so even from the story, a journalist organized this meeting, and the journalist was in the meeting. The third person, three people were together. The third person came as far back as 2022 to denounce this accusation or something like that, 2023. Is in the media. If you Google it, Ike Abonyi, the man has released a statement, I think yesterday, saying that that he can't understand why this man is pushing this narrative, that he has called him personally and said, why? This is a lie. So this is why, there are some people I know that say, why is Obi taking small Deji to court? You see, that's what, Deji said he has evidence. He's not in court. You see, Mr. Peter Obi did not go to social media. It's Deji that is going all over the place. So the man has gone to court. If Obi doesn't go to court, people like James will come out and say, if Obi is not serious, if Obi he didn't do it, he should have gone to court. The man has gone to court and said, Deji, bring the evidence of me giving you envelope. Because from from the story now, you see that this doesn't even make any sense. This man is confabulating and making up stories just for election. The man is an article man. It's obvious. These are people with, this minister of aviation. These are these men. So it's either he plays with APC, these people they are masquerades. They see, this is a game that they are playing. In Nigeria, you see, this layer of men, they are men without honor. They try to get money from whoever is available. Mr. Obi we know that he's the chairman of people who don't give shit. Mr. Obi doesn't give anything. If will give him 10,000 or something? Obi doesn't give any money. And nobody has come to prove that Obi has given him money before. What we want is, in fact, we even like the case. Let Deji bring evidence that Obi gave him money. Then we can say, Obi, this man, so they give sometimes to weigh my own. But So why would people say, "Oh, this is not relevant"? We are about to expose one of the Obi. See, people look at Obi because he talks. People think the man is stupid. That man is. How many people have won an election in this country? The
Yeah,
man, the man knows why. People, he has a team. People
I,
say, bring
I,
this man and put him to court. And
um,
everybody is realizing that without this thing, people have realized that Deji had a murder trial and was in jail for some time. He was tried twice. People are going to bring out the details of what happened during that murder trial. Who was killed, and what was killed, and what was the circumstance. Because you're saying that Obi has been doing bad things. What about you? Thank
all
you.
right. I agree with you. Thank you so much. And Mr. Ike, you have heard what he has said. Mr. James, hold on. Mr. Ike, you are welcome. And because of the what Deji said, and I'm still dealing with the interview, he said that P2B is from a useless family. So now the social media have gone to publish P2B's family members. His elder brother is a priest of a high caliber priest. I forgot what they call it in the Catholic Church, but it's close to being the person almost in charge of Anambra State. His sister is a nurse. I mean, a nun. Okay, in the Catholic priest also a high placed sister of the Lord in the Catholic Church in Anambra State. So is that how people who come from useless families that how their children grow up to turn out to be? And by the way, his brother's qualification was published. It's almost more than that of Peter Obi. So how come these people were able to train such a useless family who came up in this order?
Um, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Happy to be back again.
Yeah, good to see you. How was the holiday, sir?
It was awesome. It was a family thing, and it was nice to step away from all the stress and all the crazy stuff going on, with work and Nigeria. I was able to keep away from everything going around the world because I really needed the vacation. So I came back. We came back on this week on Wednesday. We came back. Today is Saturday, and I was in Belgium for 1 week, and I was in Holland for 1 week. I was in Mallorca in Spain for 2 weeks, and I
Wow.
and I came back again. We went 1 week in Valencia, so it was a really wonderful vacation for the family, and I'm back again in my small beautiful island of Bonaire. And by God's grace, by Monday, I'll start work again. So I'm still enjoying my jet lag, um, but it was fun. It was
Oh,
fun.
great,
I met
great.
I met some Nigerians. I ate Nigerian food in Belgium. I went to Nigerian restaurant, and it was fun to see some of our people.
Hmm.
And the hotel where we lodged in Mallorca, I have two Nigerians working there. One from Edo State and one from Anambra State, the town of what is this 419 man? This 419 man many years ago. What is his
Uh,
name? From
or
Anambra State. Huh?
is it Ezego or the other John Neb?
John Ebo, yes, he's from their town, or Okuzu, so he's from Okuzu.
Yes, Okuzo,
Yeah, the
Okuzo.
guy is
Yeah.
from Okuzu. So it was a wonderful time that I met my fellow Nigerians, and we had good time together. So it was a lot of things what Nigerians are going through and how they live, but it is well. First of all, let me say I want to thank my brother Odi for all he said. I think what is happening to Nigeria today, the present Nigeria today, is the stealing of the mandate of Mr. Peter Obi is what is killing Nigeria today. And it is a nemesis that is going to continue for a very long time. If you want to doubt it, watch what is going on in your country. You said something the other time. Somebody who came there become the national limelight of everybody, both the old, the new, and the upcoming politicians, activists, name it anywhere. If you have not mentioned the name of Mr. Peter Obi in a day in your mouth, that means you are not trending. So for this young boy called Deji, I believe that if Mr. Peter Obi was like every other Nigerian, Mr. Deji cannot even be a good man in the house of Mr. Peter Obi. You know, politics make people say so many crazy stuff. People who in a normal sense that even when Deji himself was in Nigerian university, Mr. Peter Obi was already a millionaire in the university doing business already. So comparison is funny what is obtainable all in the name of freedom of speech or freedom of expression, or and like my brother Odu was saying, uh, those people who are saying, no, why do you have to, you don't like to be criticized? Who is telling you that if Mr. Peter Obi doesn't like to be criticized? Who has been criticized more than Mr. Peter Obi since 2023 or since 2022? He has always been the man. At the end of the day, my senior brother, he will be the person who will come to you, ask you to forgive and forget. But this is not about criticism. This is about, trying to destroy the credibility of an innocent man, an honorable man in the midst of wolf in Nigeria, a man that has stood out, a man that is a shining star in Africa today and in the world, and somebody of Deji who become a lawyer at an old age, who become a lawyer yesterday. He's a lawyer just yesterday, and he's, but I tell you, KJ, what is happening to these people is the mandate that they stole. And I want to tell you another thing today, mark something else. You see what is going to destroy Nigeria politically in 2027? You see Shetima. You see the changing of who is going to be the running mate of Tinubu in 2027 will be the final nail on the coffin of Nigeria. Today is 30th of August. Write it in your diary. In 2027, APC and this political class is going to be the beginning of what everybody has been trying to pretend what is going to happen in Nigeria, because he will want to change Shetima. That's when God wants to do something. It was the hand of God that made APC to take Shetima a Muslim ticket in 2023, but we didn't know about it. But in 2027, it is going to be a revelation for all of us to know that God wanted it to happen like this, so that in 2027, Nigerians, those people who believe that Nigeria is their own, who believe when they see the truth, they will tell you, no, I don't think so. Why is it that Mr. P2B has to respond to everybody? But people call him name, people say a lot of things. People who are supposed to be in a position of authority and power, who are supposed to be in a position to have documents and files about Mr. P2B, they have tried everything. They couldn't find. If your governor of Anambra State has been able to lay his hand on a file concerning Mr. P2B, by now Mr. P2B would have been in jail. So I don't really understand why. I just feel that before I came in, I was reading something online before I came in. Now he went to one of this Sowore paper. He's beginning to deny that he didn't say that Mr. P2B offered him something. But you see, those things it doesn't matter anymore. The case is in court, and that journalist who came out today to debunk that on national newspaper, he was the person. He is a friend of Deji. He was the person who Deji spoke to. And he was the person he's the personal friend of Mr. Deji. He was the person, because he knows Mr. P2B, he was the person who arranged that meeting between him and Deji and Mr. P2B. And he said what they went in there with only their telephone. And then when all this was going around last 2022, he'd been calling this young man to ask him, after our visit, did you go back to Mr. P2B when Mr. P2B gave you money? He has failed to respond to that call and that question. So this is what it is. More is coming, but at the end of the day, the Bible says, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. Whom the Lord has blessed, no man can curse. It is what it is. So Mr. P2B is standing tall.
I believe what you said. Look, at least somebody who was in an industry for 17 years will not be opposing one to Alausa because Alaja won't want to Alausa. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that to say that I have never seen any chief executive, even the small ones. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Even the small ones who is not as big as Obi, okay, to come and be giving you envelope at the end of a media chat. They don't do that. They don't do that. Except maybe now two of now. Uh-huh. Two of now. But not in a place where you have, you are addressing a group of journalists. And like I said, what is your electoral value that P2B have to give you that direct connection? You are not an article. You are not, you are not any of the big wigs. You are just like any other Nigerian like myself. Why
Let me
will he now come down to
sorry,
be the one to hand you over and say, wait, let me go into my room, and then he will give you an envelope. Now, hold on. I'm looking at
sorry to
what.
cut you
Hold
in for
on,
one
hold on,
second.
hold on, sir. Hold on. I'll come to you. You know why I'm saying that? Look at the volume of Nigerian naira. A 20,000 naira, we almost bust the envelope if it's not in 1,000 naira note. If a 30,000 naira or 40,000 naira note, this thing may not be able to enter one envelope together. So now, are you saying that he went inside and brought an envelope? You didn't even know what the envelope was, but it was one envelope. So the small envelope he brought, what was inside? Are you saying it was 5,000 naira he gave you? And this is far back, or is it 10,000 naira? Is that what is called a bribe? Or is it 20,000? Because if he's going to bribe you, he's going to bribe you based on the fact that you have a base. You have a base that you have to reach out with that money. What is your base? That's why I keep saying, what is your electoral value that Obi need to give you money for you to go and rally them around? It doesn't,
My, bro-
I hope you
my,
understand what I'm saying.
yes, my brother, do you even know the real reason of that meeting? This man wanted to contest the House of Representatives in Abuja. Remember, he was a member. He has always claimed that he doesn't belong to any political party. But remember,
You
he's a
know,
member of. He's a
so,
PDP man.
yes, he's a pity. It has been published on social media now.
He
All
has
his
been.
posts.
He tried to contest. I think either social welfare office. He tried to contest an election, but in 2022, he approached this journalist to take him to Mr. Peter Obi if he can get a waiver. Normally in the political party, they used to give people waiver if you're not a member of a political party. Just the same thing they did to Mr. Peter Obi in Labour Party. He wanted a waiver where he will be, so that he can be able to contest under the Labour Party as the House of Representative member. That was the reason of the meeting. It wasn't that there was any other thing. He was the person who was looking for help.
Yeah,
And,
I agree with you.
and the
Thank you.
journalist said that after the discussion, Mr. Peter Obi told the young man, listen, I've heard what you said. That's a very good thing. We see what we can do from there. And that was all.
Yes, I agree with you because I'm coming to you, Mr. James, and maybe that will put an end. Then we'll move on. The thing is this. Let's interrogate the story again that Mr. Deji has said. Let's assume that even what he's saying has some element of truth in it. Don't you think that he went a bit too far to try to dismember, that's the right word I'm looking for, the person of Mr. Obi and make him look common and cheap? Because he has said so many things. He said that Obi took government money from Anambra State and invested in their family business. That story is now been dead. Long time ago it was killed because no trace was ever found that he took government money and invested in his family business. But even then, he went ahead to say, even till this moment, he's still benefiting from that money laundering that he did. Do you think this, whatever was the outcome, that brought up this thing, was worth going through this long route? Like they say in those, there's a book I used to read those days when I was secondary school, say long road to Kala or something like that.
Mission to Kala.
My mission to Kala.
You can remember. Now, you see, Mr. Ike even brought something out just now. So this Deji is a politician. He wanted to run for a seat or so in Abuja. I think I saw it somewhere, I forgot to mention it. So since the two of them are politicians, Why are we quarreling over political issues among politicians? They've gone to court. Let them present their matters in court. Let the court decide. You get the point I'm making? Obi believes in the judicial, what they call system, because he has proven it a number of times. He was impeached in, I think, in Anambra State. He went to court and he accepted the verdict. He lost the presidential election. He went to court and he accepted the verdict. So that is clear. As for this other man, he is a lawyer, so he cannot tell me that he has no confidence in the judicial service. So let them go to court, rubbish themselves. A lot of things will come to light. I don't think I'm in a position to defend anybody. Look, this man called Mr. Bola Tinubu, he deceived you and me as a pro-democracy activist. What did they not do to the military? You get the point? If a prophet had prophesied in those days that Mr. Tinubu will be what he is now, we will call him a prophet of doom. So I have no confidence in any of them. What we should be thinking of is a new political dispensation, not fighting over political quarrels among politicians.
All right, thank you, Mr. James. Yes, so let's move on. We really have a lot to discuss today, and the next one is an interesting one. I will take it first. We'll take one first, then we'll take the other one, but we'll merge them together so that we all be able to make sense out of it. Here is our president discussing in Brazil and trying to read out his scorecard.
The reform that I've embarked upon since I took over in Nigeria has been very impactful. I can beat my chest for that. It was initially painful, but today the result is blossoming. It's getting clearer to the people. We have more money to the economy, no more corruption. We have the governor of Central Bank here. You don't.
Today, market good, well, see all the things when we sell for today market. So market good, well, see all the things when we sell for today market. So market good, well, see all the things when we sell for today market. I'm on a sharing time, we'll count and share. When I dey try, lakpa, and I dey try, where.
Okay, the two videos is able to mark out himself. Our dear president said in Brazil that he has dealt with corruption, and then just for the next video, a lady now posts how market good for those who have gone to the personal market. Yes, Mr. James, go ahead.
Brazil has an embassy in Nigeria. Somebody should remind Mr. Tinubu of that fact. So that settles that. Then, as for the man counting money in the, vehicle, take it from me, absolutely nothing will happen for one reason. When I was in Nigeria 40 years ago, there was a practice among the police officers. They send you to a roadblock, to my roadblock, to check for particulars and what have you. At the end of the day, you must surrender something to your officers in the office. If you fail to do that consistently, they post you to a remote village in maybe Abras or, Akasa, or, a dead village. When you spend 3 years there as a police officer, when they bring you back to Lagos or to Benin City, nobody will tell you to be of good behavior. This money they are counting is not for those who are counting it, we are seen on the video. It's meant for people in the offices. If you take note of something, the policemen in Nigeria, they collect a lot of bribes. It's unquestionable, nobody can dispute that. But if you go to their barracks, it's like, I think the English call it pigsty, where pigs live. They are the poorest among the poor in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What is happening to all the bribes they are taking? Some people will say it's a spiritual, that since it's bad money, they cannot use it for good. It's not true. There are people who have done horrendous things, committed murder, and they build mansions out of whatever they've done. These guys are collecting money for their officers in their offices, and these officers, the worst they can do is to transfer them. Maybe if the man is in Abuja, sorry, I think it happened in Asaba, they can transfer him to Abuja or to Lagos. They tell you disciplinary action has been taken against him, and that's the end of the show. The country needs a thorough reorganization. Moral standards are abysmally low all over the country, from state level to market level, family level. Don't be surprised that there are fathers going to bed with their daughters in Nigeria. There are sons going to bed with their mothers in Nigeria for ritual purposes. All these are part of moral bankruptcy in the system. We need a new political dispensation. So that is it. Thank you.
All right, Mr. James, thank you so much. But I want to ask you a question, Mr. James. How are we going to bring about that moral change? Because if you're judging by the last election that took place, or the election now going on in Rivers State, the last local government election last week, the same society, the same people were fighting for, the same people were crying for, the same people who are asking for a careless 5,000 naira from there, went to the ballot boxes, went to the ballot centers, stole the ballot boxes, beat up people, destroyed the ones they couldn't steal, and the system continues. The same APC won almost everything. Are we making any progress?
Let me just narrate briefly an experience I had in 2005. I was flying from Johannesburg, Jasmine Airport, to Dakar, Senegal. So we were waiting for Cameroon Airlines to take us to Douala. From there, we joined a connecting flight to Senegal. While we were at Jasmine Airport, I met a Cameroonian gentleman. We were discussing issues of this nature. So I mentioned quite a lot of things. The man asked me a question I could not answer. He said that these people you are fighting for, if you should lose your life, how many of them will remember you? So I had to withdraw into my shell. I could not answer the man. Unfortunately, I did not take his address. We flew to Douala, and he entered Cameroon while I continued to Senegal. The people of Nigeria, you and me, are shouting over on this platform every week. Do they appreciate what you and me are doing? We are doing what we are doing now because we've seen the other part of the world, how people organize themselves. As I always tell people, students who study diligently find it extremely difficult to pass exams. What do you think will happen to students who fail to study? This is a problem we are facing in Nigeria. Anyway, the catalyst to revolutionary changes is normally decades old of what's called decadence. Moral and whatever decadence is the foundation for revolutionary changes. The French Revolution of 1789, that was the cause. You understand me? The Iranian Revolution of 1979, that's what caused it. The Arab Spring, it is the decadence in Tunisia that caused it. So the decadence in Nigeria is just a question of time. In the Gambia here, there's a saying that hot water cannot remain hot forever. No matter how hot it is, it cannot remain hot forever. This decadence, which they are sustaining, will be the final catalyst that will bring about a new political dispensation you and me are clamoring for. No amount of meetings we are going to hold. We cannot put our heads together and say, oh, what should we do? And let me even mention something very important. If you overthrow Tinubu today, or if Tinubu dropped dead today, this problem will still continue because the country has no moral standards. The little morals we had has dissipated. The country is now morally barren, bankrupt. So this is the issue we are facing. So it's not a question anybody can tell you. Just like June 12th, on June 11th, if somebody or a prophet had prophesied that this is what I'm seeing is going to happen in Nigeria, the president will step aside. They will call him a prophet of doom or a dreamer. But nobody planned it. When Nadeco was formed, nobody had prior knowledge that Nadeco would be formed, that will sweep a decadent political military work of dispensation into oblivion. It's just a question of time. My wish in life is to see how this Nigerian problem will be solved. In my lifetime, a
All
war
right.
was fought in Vietnam and it
Me
ended.
too.
The Korean
Me
War
too.
ended in my lifetime. JF Kennedy was killed in my lifetime. Berlin Wall collapsed in my lifetime. Apartheid in South Africa collapsed in my lifetime. Iranian Revolution broke out in my lifetime. And Iran is a country to be feared today, even by the United States. Before I die, I want to see how this Nigerian problem will be resolved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. James. I really appreciate your submission. And yes, Mr. Odi, you saw the videos and even the answers that Mr. James have given. What is your comment, as they say?
Hello, everybody. I like to really go off the last speaker also. Well, he started by saying that Bola Tinubu deceived us as a Democrat. Many of us were not deceived. There's a percentage in Nigeria, maybe he falls under that. Because I like to call out things so that we partition ourselves. Because there's good for force for good and force for bad. Force for evil and force for good. Because we can't, Bola Tinubu didn't deceive people like me and most Nigerians. People knew that this man was, people like, that lawyer? Even his kinsmen were suing him. Say, this man is a thief. Oh. This man is a fraudulent person. What's the Nigerian lawyer that was,
Deji.
yeah?
Deji.
No.
Gani
I mean,
Fawemi.
Gani
Gani
Fawemi.
Fawemi.
Gani sued him till he collapsed. So we were not deceived. The man came with he came with his CV. And, he also made the statement, don't bother about these politicians. He said, oh, this man is a politician. Look, no, all politicians are not the same, And, when people keep trying to lump together, this is what, and people say, oh, no. Look, I'll tell you, and one of the things it's painful to say it, most of us will die in exile, and they will take our bodies back home, and we will be buried there. Because the truth is that we are not honest people. And we, you see, and when this, now at least, thank God for the internet, we are now finding out what our people, they said they are heroes past, what they did. We're finding out that they were not really heroes. They didn't go out to march and start before any bullets. Those women in Aba were more heroes than the people we call heroes. People who said these people were a bunch of tribalists, people who were looking to destroy the country before it even started. So, and this is the same thing, that many of us who are saying, oh, we want a good country, but they can't say simple truths. So, oh, everybody is a politician. No, everybody, all politicians are not the same. And people like me will continue to stand against that. Look, what do you expect from our lovely president? You see, the lovely president, he still has many supporters, people who are believing that he's doing very good. He said there's no more corruption. What do you want me to say? There's no more corruption now. People in Brazil can believe what they want to believe. Look, I see the police issue differently. I mean, most people will disagree with me, or many people disagree with me. Look, have you looked at the welfare of policemen? When you create a country where there's decadence, what do you expect? Have you talked to police people in Nigeria? What's the average salary of a police recruit? How can you give somebody a gun and give him bullets and don't provide him welfare? You're turning the man to an armed robber or a criminal. That's what you have made him. Look, even in the Western countries, the first world country, there's a reason they have welfare packages. So people in the middle class and upper middle can sleep at night. This is one thing in Africa that we, I was listening to something about Mandela, an interview Mandela granted the other day, and they were asking him if he's filled with hatred and pain and about. He said, "Look, when we were in prison, those people dehumanized many of my colleagues, but we had to make friends with these people because we had to live with them. Look, these police people, if you have anyone that is a friend or like a relative, then you understand why they go to road to collect money. Is this look, the politicians will use one pen. There was one that said they said it's a minister, it's not even a minister. It was the head of one body that just wrote almost like £1 billion. And nobody, the man is still there. The former governor of Kogi State is working at, what's his name? The governor of the FCT minister is using pen to sign uh, billions of land to his children, and policeman just comes, collects 1,000, and we want to mob him, and we want to say, now market the man go. What do you expect? You give him gun, you pay him 100,000. He has children, 5 children in the university. Do you think so? Look, we have to decide where we want to go to at this, and but these policemen, many of them, you see, they even join in rigging elections, just like even the youth, the what do you call it, the NYC members. I didn't know the people that rigged the last election. My stand is that leadership comes from top to bottom. There is no group of individuals, a community that has changed the country. Even if people start revolution, they look for a leader. And a leader is the person that will, take it from top and now start. Arab Spring happened. Where do we have now? We still have Egypt, we still have Algeria, we have Tunisia. Nothing has changed in the Middle East, because people organized, but there was no leadership. Well, the West took over the whole thing. And look at Libya. People will call Gaddafi bad. But see, that leadership from him was able to organize this country. So my stand is the day we decide that Nigerians to call out good and bad and find good leadership, that's the only day that will be saved. But if we continue with this and these confabulations and confusion of who is bad, who is good, my brother, we're not going to make any progress.
Oh, thank you so much. Sorry for that. That video just sent to me now. Okay, all right. I see the revolution. Revolution, you're welcome. But I can't see Ike. So let's go to revolution. Did you hear what Ode said? Do you agree with him?
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen and people on the backstage. I agree with him in at least 40%, But because Nigeria is what Nigeria is, according to the Nigerian people, you understand? Policeman must chop bribe now. Yaya Bello collect 80 billion, waiting they do am. Now policeman will collect 1,000 or some couple of thousands. Now they go carry come for news. You understand those type of life,
No,
And,
I don't understand it. You know why I don't understand it?
Why?
I don't understand it because you see, if Yaya Bello collected that money, at least he no beat the people, he no shoot them, he no threaten them. The problem with the police, one, is that they will beat you, they will harass you, they will make sure that they dehumanize you to collect your own money.
No,
you don't think that's a problem for society?
Now that place now you don't understand me. Yeah,
Okay.
those police people, they worked for the money. They at least they beat somebody. They collect the money by force.
Okay.
What are the people where they for office just they collect them? And you know how many people will go die for that 80 billion where he collect will go die out of heart attack, medical things where a doctor go cure normally. You know how many millions of Nigeria, as I dey for Europe now, they make noise. Now that 80 billion send me to this Europe because when I did that, I no get anything. I have to find my way. And many of us find our way. Some don't die for road though. I think we know they talk those ones as part of waiting that 80 billion and more where they still they cost. I don't support the policeman wey collect money because they don't hammer me too many times, beat me well. So all those ones, I don't support any of them. But when we come to waiting we they talk about, say get topic where they for grant. Then do video for police, see all those ones are long time story now. It's a normal system in Nigeria. But waiting, why I came here, I'm on my way to work, but I wanted to support my brother, Mr. James. When you came up with the topic, he told you straight that you should bring up another topic, a topic where they sweet, not be this type of topic of that small boy trying to bring down an elephant just because they give him small change where he collect. Then we go carry on now, begin to talk about him. Instead of talking about no, sorry. Instead of talking about how we go do this revolution, make Nigeria change. Make we find if na P2B we go carry up, make we carry him up because he's the only one Nigerians have accepted as far as we know today. No other person in Nigeria had rallied round again. At least last election, technically, P2B won. He's the only one who won Abuja now. All of them get 12 states. But it's only P2B who get 12 states plus Abuja. They still deny that chance to him. Technically, the senior Agbero of Nigeria, Mr. What's that bro's name, come for this program, tell us, say no, the Abuja is nothing. Saying it's like a state. I'm talking about that bros. I forget that brother where they say be human rights lawyer and all those things. So if the system, what's me Falano? If the system, a whole big guy like that to constantly they tell us, say make we forget about that 25% where technically give Obi the right to rule Nigeria because Nigerians voted for him, and a big guy like that tell us, say make we forget him, then you know that we are in trouble in that country.
No, but revolution, that's not the first time Nigeria have bent the rule to suit the person they want. Remember that, I cannot forget my parents talking about the 2/3 being 1/3 of 12 and a half being more than 13. The ruling that made Nigeria, made Awolowo not to be a president of Nigeria. Awolowo was clearly the person who was supposed to, but the Supreme Court twisted the judgment and gave winning to Shagari. It's not the first time. The Supreme Court of Nigeria have constantly been against the people of Nigeria. It's not the first time.
Yeah, and that is the reason why we are calling for this revolution now, where they beg our brothers. Make them forget the person where they try to lead this revolution. Anybody can lead the revolution. If Shore is the one calling for revolution now, and P2B sees no reason to call for revolution, if he say there's another method where he go take coming to Nigerian power, because I was that day, that was the day I came to this your program, the day where they cheat P2B. Now I entered this program. We were all night hoping that things will change because the way then go deceive us for Chatham House, they will do this. I was so hopeful. But after that game, up to now, even with this one time, I can't say P2B, why you not allow us fight for this matter, self? But he tell us, he said, make we take them easy. Not easy we they take, and we have to take the pain. All these people where they say P2B be like them. Me, I know say P2B is not like them in a way. It's more refined. But when can you blame Deji? Because he said Deji was beating around, he was lying. You understand? If you look that statement, there's a lot of lies there. But sometimes you go make one point. Yeah, look at the people where he thought say they be bad people. Now you don't go join them just to cover himself small. But the major topic where they take one swan for court, we all know that he's lying. If you be person where don't follow interrogation before, you will know that guy was just telling lies. You go hear all those pauses where they between the lines of what he's saying. You go know saying a lie, just the lie.
I must agree with you. I must agree.
Anyway, I just make I agree to that again. Make I go. Now which one with this one? Make I clap for myself too.
Yeah, you're worth the applause. Thank you so much for your contribution, and thank you for stepping in. I really appreciate you're always taking your time. Even when you're on the way going to your work, you stop
Yeah.
and just give us a shout out. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
If you reach there and you find time, we'll still be here. Please join us again.
Yeah, I got a watch all along. Thank you. Good
All
night.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Mr. Okpara, Mazi Okpara.
Yo,
Ndewonu.
that was my brother.
You must have been following us, and I like Revolution's contribution. He said that maybe if that's the person Nigerians have accepted, we should find a way to make sure that he gets to the place of governance. But do you think that Nigerians are ready for that truth? Because we have not shown it in the last election, and maybe River State local government election, even though the court said it's not constitutional, even though the reason why Fubara was removed was because they say he didn't seek clearance from the assembly. Now we have a man who has no assembly. He has approved the budget of the state. He's going ahead to spend the budget of the state. He has appointed people into position of authority. He's now conducting a local government election, which is under the constitution he has no right to do. But yet, the people of Rivers, who have people, powerful men like Asare Dakubo, Stompolo, and the rest of them, all full in that place, nobody is fighting for the emancipation of the Niger Delta. I mean, vis-a-vis River State right now. Why are the strongmen not opposing what is going on in River State?
KJ and my brothers, good evening from here, Mr. James, Mr. Odi, and Ikemefula. Thank you for this night. KJ, look, Nigerian politics, I'm sorry to say it, black people, when I say black people, I'm talking about sub-Saharan Africans. We are not intelligent enough to practice democracy. We are not civilized enough. Let us stop deceiving ourselves. Let us stop pretending. We are not matured enough. We are not civilized to be practicing democracy. I'm talking about sub-Saharan African, because democracy is not go to polling booth and to print your candidate of your choice, or every 4 years you go to poll booth and say, I support APC, I support PDP. That's not democracy. You live in Western world. Democracy is tradition, is culture, is religion. Forget what we are doing in Africa. We are deceiving ourselves. We have to tell the truth. The truth is that we are not civilized enough. Something is wrong with a black man. You may like it, you may not like it, but something is wrong with black man, mostly sub-Saharan African people. Tell me today, where do you have running water, ordinary running water in any part of Nigeria, in any part of Senegal, in every country, or in that continent? Tell me where you have running water. I'm not talking about a railway or other sophisticated infrastructure. I'm talking about running water, potable running water. Where do you have it in African country? I mean, sub-Saharan African country, nowhere. So what are we talking about? Democracy. We are subhuman beings. This is 2025, and look at what we are.
Mazi, don't think that word is too, because
no, it's not. In fact, it's on understatement. It is not. KG, tell me, why are we talking about running water, potable water, even in the cities like Abuja, like Lagos, like Enugu, like Ibadan, 60 years after the British have left?
Something. You see, we still practice what the British left behind, and since the British left behind, we never bothered to reform. That's why it's difficult to even change the name Nigeria. It's not even debatable because we fail to understand what it entails, what indeed, how that name came to be. So what am I trying to tell you, sir? I'm trying to say that we ourselves are the problem of the system. It's not because the system don't work. It's not because we don't have capacity, okay? But it's because more people are benefiting from how it is set up, and those people have amassed wealth and rewritten. This is why we say let us all rewrite the constitution. They have written the constitution to suit them, because now, listen, if you want to remove a legislator, you have to go get, when you finish getting all your papers signed, you take it back to his fellow legislators to now go ahead and approve his removal. Who will do that? How will it work? How will it work?
KJ, how do you practice democracy in a country like where 80% of the participants, the voters, cannot even read and write? They don't even know what is called manifesto. They take 5,000, 1,000 to vote because they are hungry. You don't practice democracy where there is hunger, where there is, where there is where there is where people are uncivilized, where people are uninformed, where people are wretched, diseased, very sick. How do you practice democracy? The people are talking about going to recall the so-called what do you call them now, senators and House of Reps. Do they know what is called recall? The same people will go and they will be given money and they will say, we didn't want, nobody's calling this man, nobody's recalling this person. We have to tell ourselves the truth. The truth is that we sub-Saharan African country people, we have deficiency, we have problem, and that problem does not lie on democratic norms. Something must give away. Then somebody's talking about revolution. How do you have revolution in a country like Nigeria, where every ethnicity is on its own? Tell me where revolution has happened in a country like Nigeria. Tell me. Russian Revolution, French Revolution, all revolutions happened because one people, one destiny, one tradition, one value system, one religion. That's why you will see revolution happening everywhere. So when somebody comes here and telling us that let's support Showore revolution, it's not going to happen. Look at ordinary NSAS, what happened? Look at end bad governance, what happened? Because we are never one people. We are people that were forced together. Just like I live here now, and then my parents forced me to marry somebody that I don't love and she doesn't love me. That marriage will crash. So
Okay.
this union, we have to renegotiate this union. We have to refine this
All right.
union.
You have naturally led me to. I'm coming, Mr. Odi. Hold
Let
on.
me just say something. I have to take off. Let me just
Go ahead.
respond very quickly. Because this is like something that will, carry our faces and our reputation. I really like to push back at what Mr. Abra has been saying. I think it's really very repugnant that we call ourselves, names, and we desecrate ourselves. We have problems, and just a quick look into history will, show you that these same problems occurred in Europe, in America. People were using, alcohol to buy election, money to buy election in America for a long time in Europe. So this is not new. Corruption is still in America. And meanwhile, the idea that there's no running water in Nigeria is not. I'm not defending Nigeria, but I understand where you're going. But what I'm saying is just modification of language. There's water running in Enugu now. Actually, it's on. They tweet. Say, please turn off your taps. I know because it is like I don't want to reveal, say more stuff like that. But there's tap water in Enugu now. I'm sure there's tap water in some other places in Nigeria. So I understand the idea that, there's a problem with the black man. It's just, doesn't make any sense to me. And we have problems, and we're doing very well whenever we come to Nigeria. The problem is that we are bedeviled by colonialism, which, many people are still trying to push. Look, if people win a war, they try to continue to control. And this is what we have. Delo Gun came here. We've had people who have told us about history, and we're learning more about what we're able to do. Nigerians are great people. If we have good leadership, we'll be able to. You can't say we can't organize ourselves. Even now, you can say that, of course, we don't like everything that is happening in Nigeria. But if people are living in Nigeria, people are still doing very well in Nigeria in different, professions. There are people who excel in them, in there. So we're calling out, ourselves names, demeaning ourselves. I'm sure you don't believe that you have brain problem because you're black. I really take exception to those kind of language. People demeaning, our color. There's nothing wrong with us. We were people who were met by some Europeans who had some gunpowder that they refined into guns, and they were able to defeat us in war. And they took us captives, took many of our brothers as slaves, and continued to rule over us, even up to today. We're people who are being ruled by the Westerners. Even as we've had some sort of freedom, but and we can make progress. We've made progress in Nigeria. Not that we have never done that before we were stopped. So please, I really, really, really take exception to that language. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Before we go on, let's
I've not finished.
No, we are coming back to you, Mr.
Okay.
Okay, why is the video? Because all right.
Some men from Whitehall and a fellow called Tob Goldman. He's Tafa Balewa, Amadou Bello, and Azikiwe. They are not the founding fathers of Nigeria, in my opinion. The founding fathers of Nigeria are some men from Whitehall and a fellow called Tob Goldman. His girlfriend, she named the country, and also Lugard. This nation was created for the business of the British purse, so they wouldn't have to bear the bill for the not as prosperous and unwealthy part of the country. That part of the country was Oriental in civilization, Eastern, particularly Middle Eastern. You cannot build the Nigerian identity without education. Nigeria by now should be the factory of Africa and the Western Hemisphere, yet we are the dumping ground for their second-hand and cheap goods. That means we need technical schools to come back. And these vastly poor people can get a quick education as to how to invent, how to manufacture. That's what China did. China is the factory of the world.
Okay, if you listen to that video from the beginning, he said he did not believe that Nigeria was created God created Nigeria. And that's why he went on to say the people who created Nigeria is Lord Lugard and his girlfriend who named it Nigeria, and the people in the Whitehall who's putting together Nigeria together was their opinion. I just played this video to Mr. Mazi. Do you agree with Paul Adefarasin, who invariably have hosted his brother here, who also is quite knowledgeable about these things? Do you believe that? Do you believe in what he said, that God didn't create Nigeria? And what if you believe, what will be your response to repair what we now know that God wants to use the black people to do in Nigeria.
Yeah, KJ, Mas KJ, but this is not a playing this guy's phone here. Doesn't mean that this thing has been there for many years. That Nigeria, that Britain created Nigeria for British own interest. This is not news. This is not new. This is not the first time you hear this thing. I had this
Yeah,
in
but
30,
this is the first time a person with a large following and
oh,
influence
come on.
with.
But this man said, because this thing I have had, Sokome has said this in several hundred times. Nandi Kano has said this in several times. Falana has said this in several times. This guy is talking to people that maybe his followers. But this thing has been there. This is not
So
new.
it is not because he discovered it that we're playing it. He didn't. We're not. I didn't say he discovered that Nigeria. No, we are using it for our.
Yes.
Because you are speaking in the direction that has to do with Nigeria and whatever we are doing now. And this is what he's saying, that the British system, the British created this thing, and they created it because of the business, not because they want anybody to
Exactly.
be
But are we, KJ, are we not human beings enough to rewrite history, to say what British did many years ago is not suitable for us, it's not good for us? Let us sit down and redefine, renegotiate this thing. Is Nigeria the only country that British created? British created India, British created Malaysia and Singapore, British created other places. So why are they moving forward and Nigeria is not moving forward? That is the question we have to ask ourselves. Nigeria is not the only country that British created. So why are we still blaming British 60 years after, or 65 years after they have left? That's why I said that something is wrong with us, being black people, mostly sub-Saharan African people. My brother is saying that there's running water in Enugu. There could be a few places that have running water. My sister lives in Enugu. Last two weeks, you saw how students of Enugu are fetching water. I mean, that's the University of Enugu State University. How they are fetching water. So when we come here, I would be the last person to diminish black people, but we have problem. When I say black people, sub-Sahara, I mentioned sub-Saharan African people. We have problem. Let us acknowledge it. We have universities of technology. How many do we have in Nigeria? Yet Nigeria cannot produce one single thing. We have professors in all professions. We have agriculture, University of Agriculture, yet we cannot produce, they cannot even produce one seed. Nigeria is starving. Nigerians are starving.
No, I think on that, you see, Umudike has the University of Agriculture, and there's a research. And if you go to Umudike, you'll find agricultural research centers where improved seeds have been done. If you remember, you know that palm trees in Nigeria used to take about 50 years before, about 10 years before it started producing. It's in Umudike they made it to one that is they call now high yielding, that is up before 5 years to start yielding, which is what they are replanting now. So we have all those things. What the argument will be is that do we have a support system that harnesses from those research that are done and bring it into production? Whether remember also, and I think that's what Odi was trying to say. Remember that when Ebola came to Africa, who came to Nigeria, it was a minister who is a professor of pharmacologist that developed what stopped that thing. That's why he never ravaged Nigeria. Okay, it was what's his name now? I've forgotten his name. One Igbo chap who was the professor, who was the minister of.
You mean Professor Iwu or what? Iwu or what?
No, not Iwu. This one is not election. This one was on health. When Ebola came to Nigeria during is it Jonathan time also? It was that guy who developed the vaccine that was used. Okay, so what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that if you go to Abuja, there's a vaccine center in Idu Karimu. Idu has a vaccine center. These things are produced.
KJ, please.
I promise.
Those ones,
I've done the
those
correct.
ones,
All be
those
honest.
ones are audio. They only stop at that lab. I'm telling you the fact.
Hold on, Oga. You see, my uncle is late now. He was a dermatologist, so I think I know a little bit about these things. Okay, in fact, the M&B they used to be produced by people from those professors that left UNN. All right, they I don't know if they are still doing it now. So what I'm simply saying to you is that I'm not saying these things are being done now, but I'm saying we have enough manpower. We have enough manpower to be able to do it. But the lack of nothing being done, not because we don't have the brain. The government is not interested in doing it. That's why I'm driving your.
Yeah, but if you don't have government, that means you if you don't have government, that means there's a problem. That's what I'm saying. There's problem where you are living there because there's government. That's why everything's functioning. Where I live, because there's government, that's why everything's everything's functioning. If you have brain, if you have
yes,
if you are brilliant and you don't have the system, you don't have the government, that means there's nothing moving on. That means there's a failure somewhere. That's what I'm trying to say. Finally, let me tell you. Let me digress more. This young man you call the Jew, that lawyer.
Yes.
If you have followed this young man for a very long time, you remember when he accused Charlie Boy of taking 100 million naira from government,
yes,
and later, because they were trying to do one thing or the other, revolution here, and then he accused Charlie Boy of taking 100 million naira, and they left the struggle. This guy is a blackmailer. You remember when the first time Nandekano was arrested and released, in fact, he even worked on the Nandekano at the house of Kayode, right? You remember that thing? So later he started blackmailing Nandekano. But when he went to Kano, when Kano Alamajiris, attacked him, he started supporting Nandekano again. In fact, he started calling Nigeria what Nandekano was calling Nigeria. This is the character. That guy coming and attacking P2B, and P2B responding. I found it difficult to believe that P2B even sued this guy. This guy is a nuisance. This guy has no work. Look at he went to university, base university, and now he's a lawyer. The base university, the owner of the base university, his children studied in England. They studied in that university. This is what I'm trying to let you know, that we are lying to ourselves. That if I were P2B, I would have responded, because he's a character. He's a dubious young man. I'm sorry that he's spending his money now taking that guy to court. To do what? And that Deji knows what he's talking about, because he knows that Nigerian judiciary is now somehow, so he knows that if P2B goes there, P2B is not going to get any justice. That's why he's telling him, go, I'm waiting for you there.
Okay, would you not think that a lie told over 100 times becomes the truth? That's one. Two, P2B is going into an elective position, and if P2B does not challenge him in the court, it is not the first time he's telling P2B to go to court. He has been telling P2B to go to court for over 5 years now. So now, do you think that if P2B doesn't challenge this assertion in court, won't other politicians tomorrow use it as a campaign language to say, look at this man, challenged him yesterday, and because he knew it was the truth, that's why he couldn't go to court? So for me, even if I'm coming, I will conclude and let you talk. I would have, if I was in P2B's team, if P2B wouldn't take him to court, I go bring my money, take and go court. Because at this point, if this is Nigeria that we know, if he does not challenge it, tomorrow they will say it is true because he didn't challenge it. Remember that El-Rufai accused P2B of deporting the Northerners. P2B never challenged it. It became a campaign. It became campaign language that he was, until somebody had to go and bring the video and show that that nothing of that nature ever happened. So in Nigeria, if you want to defend your integrity, you have to spend money to do that. And each time somebody says that, now other people who have been planning other lies can now be able to hold on, know that this man, I think the man don't wake up. If you hit him, he will hit you back. And that's what works in Nigeria. I said that before here. I said, you see, these people are going to radicalize P2B, and when they radicalize him, there will be no turning back. And that's always the problem. you drive the man until he will lose his cool, and when he loses his cool, he is going to turn around, and that is
KJ, KJ, let me respond. KJ, this
okay.
Pandora paper he's accusing P2B, P2B has defended this in several times, and nothing is there in that Pandora papers. This corruption is talking about P2B. A lot of people have said it against P2B, and nothing. ABFCC is not, has never one day invited P2B. So for P2B making this guy, he's making him more popular. Honestly,
No,
making him more popular. And let
no.
me tell you,
Okay.
for example, when he accused Charlie Boy wrote one piece and then pissed him off. Then he never said anything about Charlie Boy anymore. So this, if I were Peter, I would have allowed my followers to attack it. Like I was reading one journal that just exposed Adeyinjo, or what they called him. The guy that was present at that event. So Peter Obi is making this man more popular. This guy that just went and got something, some certificates from somewhere in Abuja there, and is now a prominent lawyer. This is the Nigeria we're talking about, a prominent lawyer. Very sad. Thank you.
Let's move on. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Ike, if you permit me, I'll go to Mr. James before coming back to you. Yes, Mr. James, what will you say? And I don't know where the argument is right now, but wherever you want to take it from, please go ahead and take it. Because we have talked about many things. I don't know
Yeah,
which one you
I
want.
still believe the country need to be reformed.
Okay.
Let's to this police case. Are the policemen the only corrupt people in Nigeria? The
No.
answer is no. Even in the House of Parliament, for a representative of a people to sponsor a bill, you need to cough out some money before
Yeah.
they're able to enter. You get the
It's
point?
alleged. Oh, alleged.
Good. Allegedly, thank you. I remember, was it 1998 or thereabout, I was in Uganda, Kampala, having good times with some gentlemen somewhere. So they were discussing corruption in Ugandan police force. Then one of them asked a reasonable question. Where did they recruit these men into the Uganda police force? They are not from Kenya or Zambia or Ghana or South Africa. They are from Uganda.
Yeah.
A rotting country, rotting population cannot produce a clean police force. You get the point? Now, if we want to clean the police force, we have to cleanse the Nigerian society, not the police force. Can you get your passport paying the required amount of money alone in Nigeria? The answer is no. To get a driver's license, in fact, you don't need to even drive. Somebody without arms, armless man, can be holding a driver's license in Nigeria. From the state house down to the market level is riddled with corruption. So why are we singling out the policemen alone? This is a question I want us to answer. Then secondly, this issue of who is in charge of our problems, that the black man do not know cannot govern himself and things like that. February 13, 1976, Murtala Mohammed was killed by Bukadinka and his gang. Before they carried out that operation, they were at British High Commission in Lagos that morning. They had a briefing there before they went to waylay this man and killed him. Check the internet, information is there. In Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara was charting a new course. They used his lieutenant, what's his name, something?
Barrett.
To kill him.
Barrett.
Like Kabara mismanaged the country till this very day when a new dispensation took over. Mengistu Haile Mariam of Ethiopia did not know peace till he went into exile in Zimbabwe. I don't know if he's dead now. Patrice Lumumba of Congo, they killed him. Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, for daring, they believe he had the effrontery to ask a white man to return the land they seized from them. So the white man gave him a condition. For us to give you back your land, which we seized, you have to pay for the land. Mugabe refused. The man did not know peace till he died. And many other examples all over Africa. On this platform, some time ago, I asked Peter Obi a question. which he could not answer. The main presidential candidate in 2023 election, they all went to Chatham House in London. These are the people who colonize us, plunge us into this problem. For us to choose a leader among ourselves, they went to Chatham House in London. What did they discuss there? He could not answer me satisfactorily. You get the point I'm making? That is where Peter Obi lost the election, Chatham House, because they must have given promises. If you vote for me, I will do, if I win the election, I will do this, I will do that, I will do that. Bola Tinubu outsmarted the whole of them. The election was won in Chatham House. What we did in Nigeria is just a scam to deceive the people. So this is the issue. Colonialism is the root cause of our problem. But who is to solve the problem? It is we, the people of Nigeria. We are not responsible for it, but it is our responsibility to solve the problem. We are not the only colonized people in the world. Look at Brazil. It was colonized by Portugal. They still use Portuguese as their language of instruction. Today, I was told they are manufacturing fighter planes and submarine warships in Brazil. The Indians, the same thing. So the root cause of this problem is colonialism, but it is our issue, it's our problem to solve. No, the white man will never, the white man cannot solve it for you, because in this world we live in today, the policy governing the world today is every man to himself and God for us all. That is the policy governing the world today. Though I don't believe in this idea of God and devil, but that is the policy running the world. If you do not blow your trumpet, who is going to blow it for you? So that is it. So when people are blaming colonialism, it's not out of place. And lastly, when the colonialists were leaving, they handed power over to men and women of their choice. The parliament they left in 1960 is still the same parliament we are running. The judicial service, if I should go to Abakaleke today to steal a goat, if I'm caught, they take me to a white man's court. While I'm being tried, they'll be making reference to what happened to John Smith in Birmingham in 1834, who stole a sheep. What has that got to do with what I did at Abakaleke? It's still the judicial service we are running. During the colonial period, all British colonial territories in Africa, they were run from the colonial house in London. This is the reason why, when you go to most places in Lagos, the houses they built, if you come to the Gambia here, along Marina Parade, it's the same architecture, the same design. If you go to Ghana, it's the same design. So that system of government is what we are still running till tomorrow. So for us to move forward, we need to cleanse the society. I'm not saying we should go violent. It's just a question of agreement between you and me on how to govern ourselves. The white man has come and gone. After all, what we do to ourselves is even worse than what the white man did to us. If we are to call a spade a spade. So this is how I see it. Nigeria must be reorganized. Without reorganization, there will be no. This election is a scam. This Western election that we are operating China is not democratic. Russia is not democratic. See what the Iranians did to the Israelis recently. Iran is not a democratic, and they're not pretending to be democratic. So for us to move forward, if it will be democratic, it has to be democratic in our own way. Among you Igbos, if you still remember, before the coming of the whites, you had your own system of democracy. That the English call it as self-reliance societies. The Jola people in the Gambia, they also have the same system. They have no kings, but they have their people's parliament. They know even international relations and things like that were working fine while the white man was not here. So what we need is to get ourselves reorganized. As I said earlier, if you topple Bola Tinubu's government, if you should drop dead today, this problem will continue. It's not Bola Tinubu who created the problem, although it's not my style. It's not the creator of the problem. The system must be reformed. If we fail to reform it, we should just forget it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. James. I was looking for my people to give you an applause. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that answer, and a lot of people come.
Somebody said that I'm very archaic. I agree with him because I belong to the old school.
No, no, no,
I
no.
don't.
Don't worry about that. That is the
Yeah,
truth.
no. The person is telling the truth. I belong to the old school. I don't
No,
belong to
it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something, Mr. James, and that is what we Africans must learn. Okay, we may be in the West, we may be in other places, but I believe strongly that the lifestyle and what we practice in Africa is what we are meant to practice. The British are practicing the British system of their culture and tradition. The Chinese are doing theirs, the Indians are doing theirs. Africa, we cannot keep thinking that the West have a better choice for us than what we already have. So we must come together to reform ourselves to our own system. Let me tell you something. As an Igbo man, nobody if they ask you to come and swear Amadioha, you go swear. You don't go swear because you know that it's not a joke. Okay, but if they ask you to come and swear because you know God is a patient God, you put your hand in the Bible and swear and go and do. So what Mr. James is saying simply is this: we need to reform our system, and that's the no-go area that Nigeria doesn't want to discuss. And if we don't want to discuss that no-go area, we will keep going around the circle. When we were growing up, there were a lot of technical schools. People who didn't want to go further or who didn't have the ability to go further were going to schools. I know the Catholic Church has one in Macaulay then called Saint Joseph Trade Center, where people go and learn welding, carpentry, boat making, and all those things. It was very lucrative. It was very distinct. In fact, the Catholics were even running it almost at free for people who were going there. All those things now have packed up. Nobody is doing all those things any longer. And so we must come to a point where we ask ourselves, how do we want to proceed? And how do we want to make our country more competitive and better than other people? That's what Mr. James is saying. And that's what also I think Opera is saying in a nutshell. But let me hear from you, Mr. Ike, who is so invariably part of my constituency. We both belong to the same constituency, the constituency of God and the Son of Jesus and the Son of God, Jesus Christ. So Mr. Polade Farasin said, he doesn't think that the creation that we now call Nigeria. In other words, why did he come to this conclusion? He's saying that we cannot be praying this much, and that merciful God is not hearing the prayers of Nigeria. Everything seems to be going haywire. So there's something about it. Maybe we should change or go back to trace the history and know where we have got it wrong. And I think to agree with him, because as somebody who has done the documentary of Lord Lugard and Florence Shaw, where they even had their house in Lokoja there on top of a hill, looking over confront, what they call the place where two rivers are meeting, the confluence. Yes, the confluence. The confluence. Their house actually overlooking the confluence. Okay, and that confluence point I had the highest point of witchcraft. So now the question be, if this is the kind of person who named Nigeria, why should we keep keeping the name Nigeria? What is in the name Nigeria?
KJ, listen, I am one of those people who believe that um, God God has answered the prayers of Nigeria for a very long time. If anybody who says that God is not hearing our prayers in Nigeria, I don't believe that. I believe that God has answered the prayer for whatever we are praying in Nigeria. God has given it to us. It is us who have decided not to use what God has given us for the betterment of everybody in Nigeria. Mr. KJ, tell me what is it that God has not blessed this country with? Can you name anything that God has not blessed this country with? God has blessed this country with everything. So I don't go to church. I don't go and do fasting and prayer for Nigeria. I do it for myself, for my family, for my spiritual upgrowth, for my spiritual well-being. I'm not doing it because I believe Nigeria has a problem. We created our own problem ourselves, right? So I don't pray for I'm not that kind of a Christian or a man of God who stand on the pulpit and say, begin to pray for Nigeria. What am I praying for Nigeria for? We have everything. It's just a matter of you and me and James trying to do the right thing and using what God has blessed us for everybody. What is so difficult about that? If God has blessed you in your family, example, if you don't have a good heart, you want only you to be successful. You want only you to be worshipped by everybody. If Mr. James need money to go and buy tea, he comes to you. If Brother Ike need money to buy bread, he comes to KJ. Mazobra need money to buy school fees to buy books for his children, he comes to you. But we forgot the reason or the purpose, the reason and the purpose why God has blessed KJ. He blessed KJ so that KJ could use the same blessing that God has blessed him to bless others. So that the problem will not be for KJ, it will be for everybody. A practical example I'm trying to say is that in a family of 5 boys, for example, and it is only KJ that is wealthy, whenever there is a little problem in the village, it is KJ they will call. Whenever there is any little problem, it is KJ they will call. Whenever there is a meeting in the village, otu church, otu this is KJ. And most of the time, our parents connive with the one that is rich. And our parents also begin to respect the one that is rich. And this one that are not rich, they don't have brain, they are not working hard. But we forgot that the reason why that God has blessed you is to use out of what he has blessed you with to bless others. So that the problem is going to be easy for everybody. Not every time my mother will be calling KJ, your father will be calling KJ, your sister will be calling KJ, auntie will be calling KJ, right? So this is the problem that we have in Nigeria. So I am not one of those pastors who stand on the pulpit in the present day reality of Nigeria as a Christian. I've read the Bible. I practically understand the word of God. I don't boast of it. I didn't go to theological college as they used to say, but because I believe the word of God is true and yes. And he said, by the power of the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, you understand the word of God. And that's what it is. I don't need to go to become a professor to know what the word of God says. I don't need to go to theological college to have BSc and PhD for me to know what the Bible says. The Bible, the word of God is a simple word. What is it? From Genesis to Revelation, what does the Bible say? It is prepare my people for my coming. That is the word of God. Every other thing that we are trying to do is to express that message in a way that everybody can be able to understand that message. So I sincerely believe that God has already answered the prayers of Nigerians for a very long time ago. So what our problem is that when I'm in authority, I will use my authority to take everything that belongs to all of us who are on this platform and corner it to myself. And when I corner it to myself, now I will be giving you condition how you can get that on when I am supposed to give it to you, which is not supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. So I think that the colonial masters, they might have made their mistakes. But like everybody is saying, are we continue to blame the colonial master because of our problems? No. It is our responsibility to say, listen, it is like you personally, each and every one of us here. There are times that people will say so many bad things against you. You keep quiet. But there are times you say, listen, I've had enough. I'm not going to take this anymore. That's the way it's supposed to reflect in a national day life. There are times you should say, listen, I'm not going to take this shit anymore. Right? I gave the story of what made me to have my passport. Because a time came, I said, I'm tired of this shit. I cannot continue to take this shit anymore. And I made that decision. And look at my vacation. Look at my vacation this last 1 month and 1 week. I didn't have nobody stopped me to ask me anything. Nobody asked me, where are you going or where are you coming from? If you have EU passport, come over this side. I walk over to this side, and everybody go. You have American passport, go through that side. You have That is what it is. It's a decision I made. So each and every one of us as a country, we can make that decision. If we made a decision, for example, let me end like this. We made a decision in 2023. One man single-handedly decided to put Nigeria where it is today. He called an election by 4 a.m. in the morning when everybody is sleeping. And that is the result of a decision of one man that is causing pain in a country of about 250 million people. Are you not going to say that God does not answer prayers? Even with all the plan and the rigging that they want to rig, if the election was not, if the beaver was not switched off, they wouldn't have succeeded in rigging the result. But because they saw that the only way they can rig that election as the result was coming is to switch off the beavers. Who switched off the beaver? Mahmoud. And he's still the chairman of INEC. So are you not saying that God didn't see that Nigeria needed change in 2023? But it is we ourselves. Like we are crying now. Some of us that are crying here, the same people that are suffering in Nigeria, they are the same people who are clapping for this government. They are the same people who could collect 10,000 and 5,000. Look at the last local government, the so-called off-time election. Local government, was it an election? No, it was still the same thing. Who are they using? The same common Nigerians. The same people that every day we come to the platform here to defend, they are still the same people that go to snatch ballot boxes. So what are we talking about? Are you saying that God is not answering our prayers? No, I don't believe that. Because if they ask me to go and snatch ballot boxes, I said I'm not going to snatch. Obi said that he's not going to snatch. James said he's not going to snatch. KJ said he's not going to snatch. Those politicians who are asking you to go and snatch cannot come and snatch because they know that when they come there, they're going to lynch them. Look at the deputy governor of Anambra State who went to do crazy stuff where he's not supposed to be. You see what the governorship can, Mr. Okachuku, you see what he did to the deputy governor of Anambra State because he was trying to bully himself into where he's not supposed to be. But people stood up. The community said, no, you are not supposed to be here. Why are you here? By the time he discovered what was going on, he went away. The same thing, your minister from Enugu State, he went to his polling booth. He gathered his men to go and rig election. He was nearly lynched in Enugu State, and he ran away. That is what Nigerians need. You have to say no to crime. You have to say no to the criminality that you are being used. At the end of the day, they give you 20,000 naira. Now, you were talking about the increase of your Nigerian passport. How much is minimum wage in Nigeria? They are trying to tell you, Mr. KJ, if you have any family or friend or schoolmate who is still struggling in Nigeria that wants to go out of Nigeria, they don't want you to go because they want to continue to use you for their political interests. Because now that the passport is 200,000 naira, how many people have the 200,000 naira to go and to get the Nigerian passport? He will tell you, give me that 200,000 naira, let me start pure water business in Nigeria. So the politicians have decided that if people continue to get away from Nigeria, they cannot have anybody that they can use in order to commit the atrocities that they do against Nigerian common people. So this is the problem, right? Now that the passport is 100 and 200,000, how many families can afford that? What is the salary of Nigerians in that? If you don't do corruption in Nigeria, if you don't take backhand, how much is your salary? How much is your salary? Nigerian hospitals have become a death trap because there is no, even when they take X-ray, there is no electricity to do your test. You go to the hospital to save life, but it has become a mortuary place, a death trap. And everybody is going away to go and take medical treatment outside Nigeria. So are you saying that God is not answering prayers? No, because he has blessed us with everything. Until when we say no to what they are doing to us, then I think that is the time we will realize that God has blessed us already, thousands of years already. He has proclaimed his word. He has proclaimed his word in Nigeria for a very long time. But it is we that have decided, even though when we know the truth, we decide because he's my brother. After all, today, am I suffering more than the Yorubas who say the Miloko?
Do you think that I suffer more than them? God forbid, I don't suffer. I don't suffer more than the Yorubas. They're not better than me.
Yes, sir.
Because they say they're Milonko. They are the people that are crying and suffering. I'm not suffering. God knows I'm not suffering. Because I didn't create that suffering for myself. I did what I'm supposed to do. And because I did the right thing, God blessed me in a way that He can bless me. Who are the people that are crying? The Milonko people.
Thank you. Thank you, Ike.
Please, let me chip a word too, please, if you don't mind. Mr. Ovie.
Go ahead.
I need your kind permission, Mr. Ovie.
Now, go ahead, sir.
This is not a question for God or devil. Let me quote from a book I read some time ago, Cry, the Beloved Country, by Alan Paton. In the book, a certain priest was talking to another priest, was reporting his brother to him, that your brother, Matthew Kumalo, said that what God did not do for South Africa, man will do. That was what the man said. The man is a politician. So the priest was upset that his brother was quoted as saying such a thing. And history proved him right. The white man got to South Africa 400 years before that statement was made in 1948, when the book was written. For 400 years, the people of South Africa were praying to God to solve the problem of apartheid. Should I say that God could not solve it? In 1912, the ANC was formed. From 1912 to 1994, what God did not do for South Africa, man did it. The ANC got freedom in 1994, around 80 years or so. So this is not a matter for God or devil. What God did not do for Nigeria, Nigerians should do it for themselves. Leave God out of the matter. If it is true that God created the world and human beings, it's fine. He has done a very wonderful job. Congratulations to him. So let him step aside and let us handle our affairs in our own way. This is how I see it. In the first place, I don't believe this issue of God and devil. There's no God and there's no devil. It is you and me that is the God and the devil. So that is it. We are not using our brains to reason. Instead, we are using our heads. Instead of reasoning with it, we are using it to carry loads. That is how I see it. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let us, there's somebody that is on the screen. I don't know if you people have seen him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Mr. Electricity. Yeah.
You put a gun on my neck, on my head. Good evening.
Welcome,
Uncle
sir.
Ike. Uncle Ike, good evening, sir. Mr. James. I salute Ovie. Amazi, I don't know Mazi Opara. Good evening, all. Ages.
You are welcome. Yes, we are just going to, before we come to you, Mr. Electricity. Also, Mr. Okpobolo, aka Governor of Edo State, is just coming in now, so I guess he has a lot to tell us. You are welcome, sir. Where do you want to start eating the elephant from? Is it from the tail or from the head? Where will be your best choice? Go ahead and fire, sir.
I want you to join me in wishing my governor, His Excellency, Monday Paholo, 55 happiest birthday. That's it. That's where I want to start from.
Oh no, we don't have him on our program, but however, you are already. So we will not stop you from doing that. You have done that already. So go ahead, sir. We welcome him. We celebrate with him. Listen, politics in Nigeria sometimes is seen as a do or die. No, it's not. These are individuals who are also Nigerians. So we should celebrate them as much as we don't like their policy. They have nothing to do with their personality. They are human beings like us. They have blood and they have families. So I celebrate him. I mean, he is a great man for his family. But whether he's doing well for Edo people, that's a different kettle of fish. But right now, we celebrate him and we join to work to say happy birthday, sir. Go ahead, sir.
He's doing well. And I like his policy. Don't use the word we. You don't like his policy. That's fine. When you say we, then you pick a fight.
No problem. Don't drag me here. Say whatever you want. Just go ahead.
Let me second Mr. James' summation that we are the devil and God. Among us, those who wear tie are the devil. Let's just make it clear. Put it out there. Those ones that wear ties are the devil among us. So that we no, but I don't know. There's the conversation goes so many ways, right? From our freedom to and so I don't know where because it went away. The conversation going far from.
Well, if you want me to take the
of
conversation to
discussion.
another level, what I was going to talk about next was, it's not all about bad. Since Tinubu has been traveling, Tinubu has done something good this week. He was able to get a direct air flight for Nigeria to Brazil. So now, if you want to go to Brazil, you have a direct flight, which is going to be commenced by Air Peace. I think that's worthy to be commended. It's not all the time we hear bad blows for the government, but whether by crook or by hook, he was able to do this one, and I think it's worth commending. What do you say about that?
If to say airpiece na air Boronu, air Kanu, will you say the same thing?
Yes. It's not about Air Peace. It's about the Nigerian being able to secure a direct flight.
No.
It's not anybody can fly it. It's not a preserve of Air Peace or exclusively to Air Peace. No, it's any Nigerian carrier who has international, can fly it. It's a Nigerian contract, not the Air Peace contract.
It's a good thing now for us the elite because now only us they fly.
Yeah, coming to that, this thing. Do you also agree as majority of the Nigerian states are now spending billions to acquire airplanes instead of repairing the road that majority of Nigerians travel? Almost all the state governors now are having aeroplanes and airplanes, and but not taking care of the ordinary man that is traveling from Lagos to Medogri, Medogri to Sokoto, Sokoto to Port Harcourt. Their welfare and the roads not taken care of, but these people are spending billions. What do you have to say about that? And then discuss that vis-a-vis this arrangement that Bola Tinubu was able to secure with the Brazilian state.
I think this is it. This is why they are doing it, right? If your business is within cap of 500 million, that's what your whole business you are running. That's the top. That no matter they say, this is your business. You don't have my success on the cap is 500 million, right? So your motivation, what you go to do with them within that limit. But if it is a billion, right, you have to make a billion move. What am I saying? To win these days is more money. It's not that just money. You have to have more money. So which kind of projects will give you those money easily? You have to be for big projects. If you want to establish airline, that billions of dollars. Either you can't finish them or you don't finish them, that doesn't matter. But the most importantly, legally, you are able to what? Take a lot of money, because I thought nobody will question what you do with money or what you know do. Once you don't finish your time, you don't finish. Somebody come and continue. The same thing with the $1 million, I be $100,000 that are giving the sport people. They know they get up to that. That's not better money for the guys in charge too. You understand? Election is coming. How do you think they are going to get their money to win an election? That's how you get money. There's no other way. So it is more, as I said, there is no scrutiny. Anybody can spend all as he wants, right? Nobody. And so that's what is responsible for all these big projects that me and say, like, on a good day, it don't make any sense. Just like those who are criticizing Lagos Calabar Road. Right, that's a $1 trillion project, right? so every year, $1 trillion go they come in. I mean, that one alone said you don't win presidency, you will win a lot of senators. So that's how you should see all these guys. No, you don't blame them. Not their time, not their era. They designed the system as they wanting, and it's working. But Tinubu going to Brazil saying that there's no local corruption around that. There's where the lie, speaking facts. I don't know why people they argue, say the guy they lie. The guy is speaking facts. All you need to do is to contextualize it. He's speaking in Brazil to Brazilian investors. Airline are one of their forte. That's what Brazil is known for. They produce their own airline. They opened line for us already. So if you remember, before Bola Tinubu come to power, what was the problem along the airline? The foreigner could not take out their money. Right? They use the money to local business, corruption. That's what it means. So he comes, he cleared the way. Now, I am saying this because you need to go back to my first analysis of this government. It is a government that will make that demarcation very clear, the rich and the poor. People are going to make billions, while the poverty, Nigerian poverty will increase. More people depend on the state. That's what I said from the board. So he is actually catering to the people, and I've been saying it. If you say Bola Tinubu will win 2027, tell me who will win. He hasn't done anything wrong by the people that put him in power. He hasn't done anything wrong to these people. All of them are happy. Okonjo-Iweala, your sister, they send her and come to tell us. They know she could have just tweet or make a no. They have to tell her, go to the heart of the country, stand for with the man himself. Say yes, the man is doing well. So you know the guy no lie. Now, if you now bring it to the ordinary Nigerians, that's our problem with that. Nobody we put on there. Nobody we put on there. So until we begin to understand how these people communicate, then you understand. He's not speaking to us. He's speaking to people that matter. Billions will come. Already, the governor of Niger is bragging that this trip alone is bringing 2 point something billion. And his state alone will be chief beneficiary of 1.2 billion. Now, that's election money. And again, when Okonjo-Iweala come, now two things she talk. Media only focus on what did she talk about Bola Tinubu doing well. She also said that you have to also do the other part of the agreement, which is to what? Meet the poor people and meet them, elevate their poverty. Start sending money. It's also part of the project. Otherwise, that's what she said. That's what she came to deliver. Out of the money where IAF, whatever they give you, some is meant for what? 5,000 to each families. Time go. See, there's a make you start now. The man say, no worry. When the election period come, I go begin send money. They no go say, they buy votes. It is a policy that even the international community has sanctioned. So until we begin to actually understand what these people are, they are not incompetent. I keep saying that they are not foolish and stupid. They are not. They are not just working for you. If they are not working for you, say I'm stupid. Oh, I go there happy now. Keep just being stupid after I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. They insult me. When you insult me, I'm gonna go beat you. You go die. Go. Life continue. So they know exactly what they are doing. Their children not there with you. Best way no get sense. No, they send the children go abroad. Best way they stupid. No, they drive Mercedes-Benz bulletproof. So they hate them, and this is because we are selfish. When we begin to talk about political class, who are the political class? Now, me and you that understand how the system work. We no reach 50 million for Nigeria. All this thing where would they talk so? When would they say we are fighting for Nigeria, fighting for Nigeria? How many Nigerians go hear us? 1, 2. How many if they hear you understand what you they talk? Let's be frank. Only us will go school where they exposed. That's few of us are in the city. We are the minority. The majority are left out. They have no clue what is going on. Since Fourth Republic, that 40 million might be the 14 bull. How? So when we analyze these people, we will understand who would they talk to or who would they talk to. When would they talk like this? We are just listening to ourselves. We are not happy Nigerians. Majority of Nigerians don't have clue what's going on, what they talk about. And I'm not just saying it, but go down to where the majority live, in the villages. And just pay attention to them, and what we talk about on our daily, on our national TV, news or whatever, totally different. And you can't wonder why these people they collect money. Because everything where you say they talk, you're talking to yourself. It's like preaching to me, make a vote for your candidate. Like, why are you preaching to me to vote for your candidate? Wait till you know when me I don't buy your candidate. Go out there. Bring people that are deliberately left out. Now we now leave them out. So that's why.
Okay, thank you so much.
How much the win election? How much the will they win? How you gonna get support? Because guess what? There's a constituency out there that can relate to that guy, his kind of lifestyle. So we can deceive ourselves. Now, talking about the freedom, this idea that all the country where British colonial make are flourishing, it's not a fact. British not made it today India. What British did is to jam Indians together with the Pakistani. Is that the India we have today? They separated themselves. When they jam us together, are we able to separate ourselves? No. That is the fight that is still going on. About it talking for TV 2 days ago. That there are 3 politicians. One, Obi they control East. Atiku they control North. Bola Tinubu they control West. That is coming from a national television. An educated fellow, the so-called elite.
No, but that is his opinion, and sometimes his opinions are skewed towards the direction.
They talk on a national television. It's not.
It doesn't matter. I can equally be talking.
Am
I not talking?
It's not your opinion.
Are you not talking on national television now?
No, it's no. It is no longer your opinion.
No,
millions.
I don't agree with you.
Hold on, see. Now when they talk, now we be our problem. We the educated. Now we be the problem.
No,
millions wake up every day to listen to what about your opinion. There's nobody. Hold on. There is nobody in Nigeria apart from those who they offer that is more as powerful as those on the national television. They are more powerful than anything you can think of. Because you go listen to it and you go laugh, you understand. If you analyze where he's coming from, that's the problem I'm saying. You understand exactly what he is saying and why he's saying like that. How many Nigerians will take it like that? That's the question I'm putting to everybody, us educated people. So we are selfish. We tailor our solution, our argument based on us. They know they listen. Do you even understand them?
All right. Thank you so much. Mr. James, I will be collecting your final thoughts. Mr. Okpara, please, can you also make your contribution and eventually your final thoughts for this afternoon before moving to the evening section?
Yeah, thank you very much, KJ, and my brothers here. Mr. Okobola just said something I said before.
Yes, people are the same trend today.
No, what he said about the people, democracy to the grassroots, are they ready for? Do they understand what is called democracy?
Mm-hmm.
They do not. We speak this grammar here and in the cities, while in the rural areas, KJ, there is nothing. Nigeria is nothing. If you go to rural areas, Nigeria is nothing. Forget about this. We are the giant of Africa. We are the most intelligent people in the whole black race. That is absolute buncon. That is not true. If you are educated, and you are so intelligent, the most intelligent people in black people on the earth, why is there no? I'm talking about running water in the villages, in urban areas, in towns and cities of Nigeria. Somebody is telling me, if you go to Enugu, how many people have running, pipe, born water running in Enugu State, in Enugu City? How many people? Forget about this propaganda you see on all those places. It's propaganda. My sister lives in Enugu. There's no running water. Many few places have it. Somebody, Odi was talking about Nigerians are doing great everywhere. You are doing great everywhere because you are depending on civilization of other people, invention of other people. Why not you went to school? I didn't go to school. I'm not a graduate, but you are a graduate. You are a professor. You are a PhD holder. But after you run to another country to make a living, why not you stay back to your country and use your education and develop your own country? Somebody will come here and tell me I'm so educated because I'm a professor in Harvard University. I do this in Massachusetts. I do this in California. What happened in your village? Why don't you stay in your village and do this thing? Because over here where I live, where you live, somebody who went to university, somebody who is educated, invented those things and implemented it in his country. And you're rushing there to benefit from the same thing that you studied with the same person. That's what I'm trying to let you know, that we have problem. And blaming British people, blaming colonization is wrong. KJ, you talk about KJ, finally, please. You talk about railways not working in Nigeria. Are you still blaming the British people?
No.
That with Nigeria has no railway system, functional railway system.
No.
Are you blaming the British that there is no road in Nigeria? Are you blaming there is no hospitals? There is nothing. Let us stop blaming the British. Let us stop blaming the colonial, the colonial masters or slave era. Let us blame our inefficiency, our deficiency as human beings. Thank you.
The truth is that I don't think that on this channel we even blame the British. We are saying we blamed our inability to accept to reform our system. Just like Mr. James said, I don't know why we go to court and you're quoting me what happened in 1856 according to John Lennon or whatever it is, who we have no relationship with. So
you know why, KJ?
Hold on,
because me and you are beneficiary of that because we understand it, we are happy. The only way the change can come, just like what my brother Majopa is saying, go back to those people, tell them, say, this is how, bring more people to challenge these people. Just like only you carry go challenge your councillor. You know, go even reach
which is what Dati Ahmed said. Dati Ahmed
when they talk to us, I'm not just talking about weird platform. Even the national television, AIT, and rights, all of them gather there. They are rich. The whole rich, no reach 10 million. They know they reach 10 million Nigeria. All our media. I'm not talking about us here. No, we are also having fun. The whole Nigerian media space are not reaching 10 million people. Legitly on daily basis. So, and we have 130 million people. So the question you now ask yourself, those millions of people, where are they? What's wrong with them? Because me and you don't care. We want to analyze what's in about the talk, waiting to be talk, waiting. But that's what they want. That's what the system wants. The system, this current system benefits us. That's what he's saying. All our education, we can still not live in our village and Florida. We still have to go out. Programming, that's what they program. They only program few of us. They can't program everybody. So it's not left for me and you.
Listen.
Go into the community and program them to how we want it.
Okay, so here is what I understand that he's saying. Not programming, but we have been programmed, but we can also reprogram ourselves. The reprogramming system now left for us, the people of the community. But we have deliberately refused to reprogram. We still keep mouthing the same thing. And that's why me and Mr. James were supposed to be we're supposed to be having a conversation on this channel. We just that we're not been able to streamline what time. We want to discuss those people who discovered River Niger and find out whether River Niger didn't exist with other people.
KJ,
so these are some of the things. But hold on, we have constantly still taught our children that River Niger was discovered by Mungo Park. Those are things that we shouldn't even. Once we got the education, we shouldn't talk about them again. should be able to rewrite the history and put it straight the way it should
Yeah,
be.
but that's see, now the avenue we they use. That's why I thought we they talk to ourselves. You see, once again, school, right? You go play for how many Nigerians they school from primary to university? There are no up to 100 million people. When they go through this is the way they do so. In other words, you are still talking to few. So that's why I say we are so blind. We think
All
say
right, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Ovie.
all
Let
right.
me hear from Mr.
Yeah,
James. James, go ahead.
yeah, you see, the issue is this. The kind of education we are receiving in Africa is not meant for the development of Africa. Now, we will have departments or faculties of engineering, mathematics, physics, and what have you, all over Africa. The education we are receiving there, we cannot use it to harness the powers of the sun. We have energy problems, and we have faculties of engineering and what have you. When I was at Lagos University, I read geography, Bachelor of Arts, geography. My friend, we solve differential equations, numerical analysis, real analysis, calculus, and what have you. These are highly mathematical courses. We struggled and we were able to make it. That is even Bachelor of Arts, not Bachelor of Science. Now, I went for the master's, they repeated the same thing. Now, after graduating, I could not work with the degrees in Nigeria because apart from teaching, what else can you do in Nigeria? But the things we were taught at the university, if I go to Europe, let's say I meet a vineyard, a farmer growing grapes, for example. If he should give me the yield of his harvest every year, I relate it with the variations in temperature, I will be able to project what his yield will be in 50, 100 years' time with mathematical models. Such opportunities are not in Nigeria. When I got to the Gambia here, lecturing geography, I discovered that these students I'm teaching must acquire marketable skills. We are not just producing people to go and work in ministries and what have you. Then I had to collaborate with a borehole driller. If you take my course, groundwater hydrology, before I give you a pass mark, you should know how they drill boreholes. So we go for practical exercises. When they finish the course, they know how to drill boreholes, though they don't have the machines. But they've acquired marketable skills. Some of them who are not technically inclined, we bring them up in a way they have chosen. Recently, a boy told me that he wants to become a newspaper editor or a writer with his knowledge of geography. Then in these electives, we have to make him to take a lot of courses in literature, Greek, Roman, ancient literature, Charles Dickens, William Shakespeare. That is to prepare him for what he wants to do. If you read chemistry, that does not mean you must be a pharmaceutical gentleman. You can go and trade on fish. We have a lot of bunga fish in the Gambia. They cannot finish the consumption. You can go to Mali, make arrangement with the people there. I have smoked fish in the Gambia. I want to bring it to Mali to sell. That will be your business as a mathematics graduate or what's it called, a chemistry or physics graduate. So the kind of education we are receiving is not tailored towards anything. This is what the white man left. The white man trained you to solve calculus off head, terrible things which a computer cannot easily do. They want you to do it off head. That's a mark of scholarship. If you go to the law court, if you cannot express yourself in Latin, you are not a learned lawyer. Unless you speak Latin, you spice your conversations with Latin, which you cannot even understand because you memorize. That is a mark of scholarship. So this is the education we are receiving. Now, in Edo State, where I grew up, the best governor we've ever had did not go to university. Ogbemudia. He stopped in Form 4, Western Boys High School. So to become a good leader or a reasonable member of society, you don't need university degrees. All you need is enlightenment. University degree only prepare you for life outside school, to blend with society, to enable you to be enlightened in your field of study. That is why at university, if you have a major, you have electives and minor. This is to give you a broad-based educational background, to enable you blend with
Yeah.
the world. So the educational system we are running in Nigeria is colonial. It cannot take us anywhere. Bring a professor of physics or engineering in Nigeria today, tell him to come ahead a nuclear research station. He really he cannot fathom where to begin or where to end or how to go about it. Yet, in principles, he has memorized thermodynamics and Newton's calculation or what have you, differential equations and all. So this is the wahala we are facing. The society need to be reorganized, need to be thoroughly reorganized. And to reorganize it, the political will, we don't have it. So this is why I'm quarreling with elections all the time. In 2023 election, if you remember with you, 2022, 2021, I kept saying, we do not need any election. What we need is for the country to be reorganized. The country is badly organized. In fact, there's no
Yeah, but
organization.
Mr. Jeb, the problem
Yes.
is you are preaching to the choir. That's
We
what we're
are,
saying.
we are running up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
You
We are
understand?
closing.
We are talking to people. You are talking to a small group of Nigerians. I mean, talking about still the people that will understand what you mean. We are small, but not just small. We are brainwashed. We have been molded to understand one way, right? So what you are advocating for, you have to go and meet those spawn that they call illiterates. You understand? When you bring
No,
those illiterates into the system, there will be problem. Because
no,
they don't know, they have not been diluted. But people like me and everybody who understand what you are saying, they go say, nah, man, go so reach my tongue. Why you want scatter this? And I go, you understand? That's what is going on.
to reform a society, you don't need the whole population to be involved in it.
That's what I'm saying. But you,
It's only normally very few people. The think tank, they are normally less than 100 people. Look at Awolowo's policy of education. They were not up to 50 men meeting at the camp.
but
The local,
they have to bring the community along with
Okay.
them. KJ, make I ask you
Okay.
a question. KJ, you were in America this past election. The MAGA people, what did they do? What did you think? What did you see them do? Did that say now so they do them before for people, so they do.
Yeah,
Despite the
go ahead.
despite the height of technology, rich podcast on that, these people are still doing what? Going to the street, meeting people one on one,
One.
knock
Yeah,
doors.
door to
You
door.
understand? Because the current atmosphere of communication, everything where we they talk for TV, newspaper, it's not just us. So,
In fact, some people,
Mr. J,
come
you
that they
need
voted
few
because somebody
people.
came to knock on their door.
You need few people that then with multitude of soldiers, where the only thing they understand is go. But if you tell somebody go, you go say, come, okay, why is he make I go? That person in a lie. That means he understand. So you go, that person knows, okay, go to reach my turn. He will not
All
follow
right.
you.
So
So
we must
it's
have to close.
okay.
We must have to close. Yes, Mr. James, can you round up so that Mr. Ike will talk?
yeah, to round up,
Come back.
just a sentence,
Okay.
just a
All right.
sentence. What God did not do for Nigeria, Nigeria should do for themselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like that. I like that. Yes, Mr. Ike, what God did not do for Nigeria, Nigeria should do for themselves. A very good place to leave that discussion. Yes, Mr. Ike.
Yeah, I like uh, uh, brother Mr. Elder James, his perspective of not believing there is God. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. That's what his choice. I believe there is God, and I worship the living God, and I will still continue to believe there is God. And that is why I said God has done everything for us. It's left for us to do what we are supposed to do so that we have a better life. God is not going to come from heaven to come and, you know, and tell the governor of your state or your representative in the House of Assembly that they should bring, drinking water in your villages and your town.
He has given us the resources and the manpower to do that. It's because we individually refuse to do what is right for other people to benefit from it. When somebody was saying, the people in the comment section said, Brother Ike always like to use you. He said village, I did say village explanation, right? You see, these are the people who when truth always, is a problem, they can't stand truth, right? Because I don't speak big grammar. I'm not speaking those kind of big grammar that they used to confuse all of us, right? I say it the way it is. I'm a practical man. That has been my life. I don't do anything to impress anybody, but I do things to impress myself. As long as my conscience, I'm happy with what I did or what I'm doing. Every other thing anybody says doesn't really bother me because I know that at the end of the day, I'm standing on the right path, right? So for me, I believe that I still repeat what I said before. God has answered the prayers of Nigerians, those who believe that there is God. It is left for me and you to do the right thing, doing the right thing. Those who are saying we should flush out the system. When we flush out this system, who are the people that are going to take over the new system that we are trying to put in? When are those people who are going to take over the new system we are trying to put in? Have we forgotten what all of us are saying, or mostly Brother James is saying here? Babangida did it in his own time. He brought all the learned Nigerians from US and America. They came back in order to have a better ministry. What did they do? Some of them who could not take the corruption, who could not do Nigerian system, they left and went back because the system, they couldn't work with the system, right? So it's not that the system is not there, but the people who are, if we are flush out these people, who are those people who are going to come in, right? Those people who are going to come in to change the system, are they already there to change the system? Are they prepared to change the system, right? There are so many of them who we see in this illegitimate government that we think that even with, no matter how bad an administration can be, at least they can do something. Where are they? They have failed already because they are doing the work of their paymaster. Because from the day he took oath of office, from that day till today, there is no governance. It is politics for 2027. So there has not been a government in Nigeria. It is all about politics. Like Ovie was saying now, I said it before, I think I went for a vacation. All these billions and trillions of contracts that you see they are awarding on an emergency right now is the money to prepare for the 2027 election. Because by then, you wouldn't say that there is corruption. All this contract, if they give you a contract of 1 billion to do, you should remember that 400 million is for the election for 2027. It give you 1 trillion contract to do. Remember that 5 billion is for election for next year. So it is all this contract you see, all these things you see, they're doing all this artificial, and the quoting money they are doing right now. It's all about election 2027. So we don't have a government that is working already. So I think that until when ourselves decide that we have to change. I gave a practical example. That person who said I'm speaking like a village man. I love to speak like a village man because I'm a village man also. I'm still a village man till tomorrow, right? But I just gave a family example because if you want to talk about a nation starts with family. The beginning of the creation of a state or nation starts with the family creation. It is from the family that you expand to become a kindred, you become a village, you become a town, you become a local government, you become a state, then you become federal. Without your family, there is no nation. So why are you going to run away from being a village man, right? If I was not born in my family, I wouldn't have been a man from Umudike to Umazala to Obuelu to Olu to Imo State and Nigeria. I started from somewhere. My existence started from somewhere. It didn't start at the federal level. It started from my village. So I'm still a village man. It doesn't matter wherever I find myself. I'm still an Igbo man. And nothing takes that away.
right?
So much. Thank you
Look,
so much.
Mr. Ike, you've done wonderfully well in life. Take it or leave
Yes.
it.
I
Because
don't know why you even bother. Don't
a
even bother
man,
to answer people.
a man,
Because
a man who did not go to university to be able to sit down to
I
discuss
have a
with university lecturers
conversation for 3 hours
is
at
not
an
an easy
international.
thing. For him to
What are
follow
you
the
saying?
trend of argument, you've done what an ordinary man cannot do. So if look, is it not Chino Achebe, the lizard that fell from a palm tree, said that if nobody praises him, he will praise himself. That's why he's nodding. You know what I mean? You've done
Yeah.
wonderful. Yourself and Revolution now, the two of you
Yes.
never went to university, and you're able to stand your ground. Nobody can fool you. You traveled around the whole world recently with your what you call secondary school, background. So please keep it up. And make
And,
the best thing,
and,
the only
and
thing you should do is that make sure your children are better than you in terms of
That is it, my brother. That is what
that's
I'm
it.
doing.
this is what I'll add. Like, you've traveled the whole world and done many great things. My only quarrel with you is that now that you have gone there and ate all this food, you didn't even think of sending small to me. Make I at least enjoy. Not good now.
All the difficulty in Nigerian food, but the day I find it in Belgium, I told my family today I'm not going to eat anything. I didn't eat in the morning, afternoon. I just went to where they have Nigerian restaurant to eat a gushi and the panded yam.
yes, so,
So
yes, so,
it was fun.
yes. Fortunately for us in America, it's almost everywhere.
You
Yes,
see,
I can hear you, Mr.
you
Ike
see, huh?
and Mr. Opera.
Yeah,
Man,
my closing remark is that this notion that if you are not a university graduate,
no, it
you are
doesn't hold water
dumb.
here. Don't
You
just
are
close.
you are
Forget
you are
about just
dumb. You are this.
no,
That is
no. Go
absolutely rubbish.
give
Because
one
because
intelligence.
because because in the US where you live, how many Americans are university graduates? You know, in
In fact,
in in in,
where
in
I
Germany
work, when I
in Germany,
came, I have a master. They ask me, "What are you doing here?"
exactly.
Because the owner of the place doesn't even have masters himself. So
Exactly. They
look,
they
America is built on small businesses, not government. It's the business people that run this country. I think if
it,
I'm wrong, Opiye can correct me. Anywhere you
it,
go to, the cities you go to, you have businesses that are owned by people,
K,
families, 20 years,
K,
30,
KJ
40.
KJ allow me to learn because you are going to cut me off very soon.
Okay, sorry,
This
go ahead.
If you go to Japan, how many Japanese are university graduates? If you come to Germany, how many Germans are university graduates? Even the Chinese people who are constructing our roads, our infrastructure, this thing, most of them are technicians. They are not even university engineers. So this is the problem we have in Africa. That could, see that, believing that colonial, kind of, mindset. We have to be speaking Queen's English before you are recognized in the society. That is a problem, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. That democracy cannot work in sub-Saharan Africa unless we remove this mindset, unless we allow our people to have at least basic education, which is primary education and secondary school. Let me tell you, the most important education is primary education. If you get it right, primarily you are sound. My father was a school standard, what they called them then, but he was a very educated man then, standard 6. So all this kind of, he wants to go to university, even when the child is not bright enough to go to university, you bought, your children's way to university, you bought everything, and they come out and they are nothing. I have a friend whose child read French in Nigeria because she couldn't pass this. She wanted to become at least a graduate. She went and read French, but this lady cannot speak single French. She cannot make a statement, in French. This is the kind of education we have now. But it's a graduate. She went to university. So please, let's stop this thing. Let's just know that the basic education is primary education. and secondary education maximum. University is Jara, is just a bonus. But the most important is primary and secondary education. Like it's done in Germany here, where you see a German child who is 17 years come out from secondary school and is sound. You cannot deceive him. You cannot bribe him. You cannot give him $2 or €2 to go and vote for you, because he knows what he knows everything. He can read and write. You know. Finally, let me digress more, please. 1 minute. Last week, one Mr. Oti from America, from London, he called revolution kind of names. And KJ, you didn't stop that man. One Oti, what he said about revolution now, that's what I'm trying to let you know, that you guys that speak this grammar, you are educated, but you left your village.
Oh, I think you misunderstand that. Don't go far. I mean, those who are on the platform last week, you know what I said about that. And I wasn't even the only one who addressed it. I addressed that issue. And other people in the platform, I also allowed them to address it. So it wasn't not just me alone. Other people addressed it. So we didn't go.
Because such persons will come here, twist their intonation, make it to be a Tony Blair intonation, to show you that he's so educated. He's I'm so intelligent. I live in Bradford. I am this and that. Back to his village in Orumba, where he comes from, there's no running water. People do not even benefit from his education. That is the kind of people we are. People who are, who are just unbelievably, despicably. I don't want to use my word. Thank you, and God bless you from here. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mazi Okpara. Mazi Okpara, that last week we addressed that. We didn't allow it fly. Because I said again and again, and I'm repeating it again, this platform is have your say. It's not based on education. It's not based on your qualification. If not, we'll have been inviting professors. So we have invited people who are high, low, whoever. What you see, I have to say that in Igbo, because Igbo say that the person who travels more is more intelligent than the person who stays at home. That's the belief of the Igbos. That's why when you travel and go and you come back, they debrief you. They ask you now, the place you went to, how is it? How do they live? What's their style of living? What kind of house they build? What kind of food do they build? What kind of this? So that is why their societies are always advanced, because as you come back, you tell the people, this one we are doing like this. No, this one is not the best practice. Look at the other practice they are using. So we have never considered education to be the test of intelligence. When it has to do with a man, being able to express himself and hold, just like Mr. James said, hold an argument. Okay, holding an argument and flowing with the flow of that argument. That is a blessing itself. Let me tell you something. The Bible records of the disciples of Christ. What did the Gamaliel and those teachers of the law at that time said? They said that these men didn't go to school. How come they are reasoning and even being able to put us under pressure to even answer what we're asking them? Okay, we know them to be unschooled men, but look at what. So let's leave these people alone, because whatever knowledge they have is even surpassing what we have as trained people. So my brother, that's where we leave it. It's not about education, and so that is totally out of the way. Oh yes, Mr. Okpaplo, you have 2 minutes, because you have spoken for too long today.
No, right, Mr. James have given me in time, John. So anyway, Mr. James said something that the things that God did not do for us, Nigerians will do it. I agree with him. Mr. Ike say, where are those Nigerians? If we kick all these ones out, the next people who are coming are still going to be corrupt the same. And that's where I disagree with him, because those people who will fix Nigeria are in the villages. They no go universities. They no go mosques or churches. Neither do they belong to this is our way of understanding the West. Because the idea of I am more educated than you is that I understand the way of the white man more than you. That's all it is, oh.
Sorry, Obia, right? For 1 second. Sorry, you continue. Obia, these people you are saying that they are in the villages, that didn't go there, they're illiterate. Remember,
They are the same people that they give 5,000 naira to carry ballot boxes. It's not you. So what are you talking about? This is the problem. Those people in the village, we think that they don't go to school. They are not. They are illiterate. They don't know anything. They are the same people
allow me
that
finish
give
now,
1,000 naira to go and carry a ballot box.
If you allow me finish, I'm going somewhere. All right. So the difference between educated Africans and uneducated is that those who always say educated, they understand the way of the white man. That is just the difference. So now, to answer Ike, right? That they give them 5,000 that they collect. The question is that waiting you give them. Remember, we leave them alone. They don't understand or we don't understand. We leave them. Will they go meet them a day before election? What do you expect? I don't understand. I think you know, can't talk to me, you know, can't preach to me. There 2 days election, somebody can carry money because make I no collect. Like then something is wrong with me. That's what it means. That's what I'm saying. Now we will understand ourselves. We are not up to 50 million Nigerians. Just understand that we are over 200 million people. We that understand ourselves are not more than 50 million. Those who go school graduate, we are not more than 50 million Nigerians. so that's what I thought. Say all of us, both one way go school, those one way they exposed. As far as I'm concerned, I will advocate anybody will go school as it is. It should not be voted for. Nigeria was great before. Everybody come from a great kingdom before. Those people were not educated in the Western world. Now native intelligence they get. There's a reason why they are investing so much in native intelligence, in artificial intelligence, rather than native intelligence. Already trillions of dollars has gone into train AI. Now we go train the AI, but not how much has gone into train we human being, our native intelligence. The question, what we are saying here, those who go school cannot build the system. We are already compromised. We've been miseducated. There's a book written in 1933 by G. Wilson, Miseducation of the Black Negro. Go read them. Bob Marley said Bob Marley now said that they think they think that we only know what they teach us. That's why I say the villagers. Because all of us they know what we know. Now they educate us. I don't care where you went to school. They know what you know. You understand? The elders will say, give me your child until he's 7 years old and I will tell you what is going to be in life. Give me your child. I will raise him until he's 7 years old and I will tell you what is going to be in life. People will talk and know what then they talk. All of us, they're educated. They know how we reason. Why do you think the Chinese are going so strong? You don't understand their ways of governance. Why do you think the Saudi Arabia are still doing it? Kill the emir? That doesn't mean anything. You understand? Native intelligence. Now only you is synonymous to you. You understand? Our village was organized. We are organized before.
Okay, you're taking more time.
Tell ourselves now lie.
Round up.
At that point. No.
I'm running out of time. I run out of time.
The whole world they write about our kingdom. How were they able to do that? Are they which kind of education they get? Native intelligence. And they can only start small. So I will propose anybody who go school should not be voted for. Period.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
No, because
thank you.
Educated people.
You have taken more time now, bros.
Sorry, you interjected me. All our people, we are more educated. What do we have? Somebody said Lagos no get running water. Now education people now they govern Lagos for the past 100 years. So if I'm advocating for people who go to school, they should not give the opportunity. It is because they've abused the opportunity. There's nothing to write them about.
I agree with you.
People who don't know the West, how the West they work, they will not do business with them at least for the meantime.
Thank you. And I agree with you because those people have developed Nigeria. Yes, Forefather is here to come.
Okay. If I talk now, since I must stop.
That's why I've been calling you to stop now so that we can close.
Yeah, so
all right.
I know they say people no go school. Now them be the future. Those who no go school, they are the future of Nigeria. I don't tell you before.
Wait now. Hey. Okay, forefather, you just 2 minutes to say, to just say something so I can quickly close so you can start the second stream.
Thank you, KJ. Thank you for hosting the show and keeping things going. Greetings to all the panelists, the chat, and to the viewers. The highlight, I don't know whether I would call it a highlight or more of a terrible thing that I discovered. I didn't discover it today. I think I've been observing it in the past weeks. I've been saying it every time I come online. It's like there is a kind of reactionary aspect that I'm noticing in the Southwest against the Igbos in Nigeria. And I'm a little bit disturbed by it because the election is not even here yet. And there is a lot of division going on. And some of the things I've heard on TikTok recently is very disturbing. And so I'm going to be talking about that today because I actually included that as part of the topic because it's getting out of control. And some of all these people, they are overseas. When they are accusing Nnamdi Kanu of doing his own, the Southwest they are beginning to have people that are behaving like that too. They are going all out, saying all kinds of horrible things. And because of that, it's leading to a question that I'm going to ask on this show today. Is it time for Nigeria to pass a hate speech law? Because it's getting out of control. If it
it's already on. It's going on already. And I wanted to talk. We'll talk about that in your section. We'll talk about this.
If it carries on like this, the next election, God help us. Because there was a incident in Lagos this week. And the other one was about Charlie Boy. They removed his name. It's going on and on and on. And the people in office are letting it fester for whatever reason. And I'm going to share some of the stuff that I've experienced this week and some of the videos. And we have a lot to learn here about some of the stuff that is going on because this is how nations get torn apart whenever the foreigners want it. So I will leave it at that. I know that they've covered the P2B one and the guy that was accusing P2B of taking money. You can't believe any of these people. We know what they've done with Natasha Kpoti in Nigeria. People can lie in deadly lies. So before I believe anything like that about P2B, I need to see more evidence, more concrete evidence from credible sources. P2B is known for not sharing money. So I don't understand why he's the one sharing envelope now. That is outside his character. So I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's outside the reputation I know about him.
Now,
so
now
where
they give,
convincing evidence.
All right.
Trash.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Pablo, hold on. Forefather is going to take up, and then you can make more contribution. And but Forefather, I just want to put in. If I knew you were going to discuss that, I would have. There are 2 videos I have somewhere. An elderly Yoruba man was responding to Abike Dabiri for saying that most of these things are done because of Igbos are the one doing it. And then there's another guy also who was also responding to that. The same Abike Dabiri was showing the number of people who were arrested and how much they've been able to do people in the US, in the UK, and was calling them and their number about 15 or 50 something of them, their posters and all that. But what I'm trying to say in essence before I conclude and hand over to you is that it's not new. The only thing that is new now is that Igbos are responding back. That's the only thing that's new. It's not new. We have always been demonized. We have always been told, we are the worst of the people, the species. In fact, we have been told that we are the ones making Nigeria not to develop. And that's why last week I said here that if they should go back. The lady who was making that broadcast, I said they should go back. It was a Fulani lady. Go back and tell your leaders that since it is the Igbos making Nigeria not to move forward, just tell them to ask the Igbos to go, and then Igbos will now leave, and then you can have a very good Nigeria without the Igbos. That is simple.
Yeah, and but KJ, last week you were here when I told you that video you were playing. It gives people the wrong impression. And to be fair, I've been in Nigeria for a long time. I've never heard the Yorubas be this venomous about Igbos. I've never heard it.
There's social media now, so you will see.
There's something now. No, because even after the Civil War, we all know what happened. The Yorubas were not like carrying out retribution against the Igbos, not even compared to the South. So I'm telling you my own experience. I've never had it this bad before. I think maybe because P2B is running against their candidate. That is why they are doing all this. Yes. All because of politics.
No, not because of politics, because of power. Power is life and death.
Yeah, it's politics now. Politics is how you acquire power.
So, let me conclude. So you can go take this. I don't want to prolong my time, so you can have enough time, please. If you don't mind.
Thank you.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for having been on this platform. We always find it very exciting to have you. It does not matter how much of education you have or how little you don't have. What matters is that you are able to canvas your ideas and put it in a form that everybody can understand where you're going. We may not even agree with you, but that is your idea, and that is your thoughts, and that is your freedom of speech. You have it. As long as you are not defaming anybody, you can say how you feel. It's always better for us to talk than to war. The more we talk, the more peace we have. Where it becomes a problem is where we don't talk, and people carry out nefarious activities behind darkness or behind closed doors to make sure that the society does not live in peace. Let's keep talking. It doesn't matter how you feel about KJ. It doesn't matter how you feel about anybody on this platform, but let us keep talking. When we talk, we are happier. Thank you so much. And today have been very beautiful. Thank you, one or two persons who supported us. Oscar the Blackstone, thank you so much for always being there to support this cup of tea. Just like it's one cup of tea. I don't know how I'm going to manage it with Forefather. So you might as well give another one so Forefather can have his own share of the tea. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. James. You have been around. In fact, you are the first. So I enjoyed your being here. Thank you for your wealth of experience you bring. Thank you, my brother Ike. We are, like I said, we belong to the same constituency. So thank you so much for what you bring, and I really enjoy your discussion. Mr. Pobolo is always a Pobolo, and thank you for also letting us know your governor is his birthday. Wish him long life.
55th birthday, going strong.
Yes, wish him long life.
May God be Nigerian president one day.
And let the prosperity that he has be extended to the people of Edo, so that all of us can celebrate in peace. And Forefather, thank you for coming. Forefather, thank you for coming in and stepping in, because I was wondering how I'm going to tell these people that this is the end of the broadcast. But since you are here now, you are going to do justice to that segment. And so every one person who is on the comment section, whether you did like my opinion or my moderating or not, I thank you for being here. We enjoy your contribution. We enjoy your time and your treasure, which is your data and your life. Nobody can pay you for that. Nobody can respond. No matter how much living idea we throw to you today, will not change or add to that which you have expanded today, because this day will never repeat itself in history. So we thank you. I appreciate all of you. May God keep blessing you and expanding your family. We really, really, on behalf of Dr. Damages, again, I say it again, we really thank you for being here and participating. God bless you all. Forefather will take it from here. Forefather, please, can you give me this so I can publish the unless you have not created it. If you have created it, if you publish it so that people can see and quickly be able to hook in, so that yeah, so you see the link, you can see Forefather's the link is going to use right after this broadcast. You can just hook up there, and then this is the link. You can all go straight there, and then Forefather has a way of being able to handle every tough question. So, and go there and have a good time. I will join in after I finish eating my eba and egusi soup together with a snail. So I will come back, and then we can all have have that broadcast. Thank you so much. I'm looking for my music to sign out, and it's not coming up. All right. God bless you all. Thank you.
Chukuna malugo yo biadi ocha Agaranya chogo kowe bili Agaranya chogo kowe rienio Owe chuku bezie chuku Luchi.